the Keeler Show today. It's time to read the news and weather. Time to figure out what to say. It's time to turn the channel of the Keeler Show today. Why do we always listen? Keeler's always in the know. It makes me want to call him and tell him where to go. And now let's get things started. Andrew, let's get things started.
It's time to get things started.
On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Well, good morning. It is Friday, and I guess we're going to live through today's weather, and then a nice weekend, and then just beautiful weather next week. We'll get into that coming up just a little bit. Much to do today. Manaski is out with the bug. Apparently, this is going around. Everybody seems to be reporting. Kids have it. Kids are out of school. It's kind of a digestive thing, et cetera, et cetera. So keep it away from us. This morning, Bob Cardillo, candidate for Utica Mayor, will be in. I got a lot of comments from yesterday. A lot of comments on Donna winning the cash, even though she didn't get it right, on our free money question and new rules and Hobica, and we'll get into all that coming up in just a little bit. As I said, Bob Cardillo on this morning, also County Executive Anthony Pisani. We're going to speak with a scientist at Masonic this morning on all the research that is being done. Today is World Heart Day, and which is, of course, celebrated around the world. Makes sense. And we'll speak with the doctor coming up later on this morning. Davey, big weekend in sports. Big weekend.
Yeah, and I'm going to be part of it tomorrow.
You're going to be there at the JMA Wireless Dome, and it's Syracuse and Clemson.
Yep, I'm looking forward to it. I hope, as much as I want Syracuse to win, they always play Clemson well, and then Clemson opens up a can of offensive plays. Whoop app, and then Syracuse just seems to flutter down.
So you're confident but worried?
Yeah.
I don't know. I got to tell you, I feel pretty good about this game. The line is down now to Syracuse is a 6.5-point underdog. And
then I'm a little worried on Sunday.
The Buffalo Bills,
right?
And the Miami Dolphins.
They're not going to score 70 points on the Bills.
What do you predict in that game? If you had to predict in that game, what do you predict?
You know, I'm a diehard Buffalo Bills fan just as much as you.
That is true.
It's going to be a high scoring game. I would love to see I hope the Bills pull it out.
I hope you're right. I hope you're absolutely right. Next week, let me go over a couple things. We'll bring in Willie Waffle coming up in a second. He'll get into everything going on this weekend, from streaming to movies. I'll get your comments in here as well coming up. Mike already commenting. Richard already in. We'll get to all of it. Next week, this is going to be quite interesting. Tomorrow is the 1st of October is Sunday. So 2, 3, 4. So Wednesday of next week is at 2:20 p.m. This is going to be really something to see. Everyone with a cell phone in America is going to get, Davey, you're involved with doing the EAS tests on the radio here, right? We trigger them from here for all of the radio stations and TV, right? Does that come from here?
Correct.
So the Federal Emergency Management Agency is set to conduct a test of the nation's emergency communication system on Wednesday. It is a nationwide test, so at 2:20 p.m., an alarm will go off on everybody's cell phone. This is going to be unbelievable. So that happens at 2:20 p.m. on Wednesday. The test is meant to determine how well the federal government's mass communication system will work during an emergency. The last time we went through this was back in, I believe they did it in 2021. And it does happen. You could be driving down the road because it's tied to everything.
So when they send it on the iPhone, does it just turn off by itself, or do you have to turn it off when you get the alert?
It'll operate on its own.
Oh, okay.
So the alarm will go off. I think what's going to happen, this is what they're claiming will be done. This is a test of the National Wireless Emergency Alert System. No action is needed. And that's after the tone, the alarm goes off. It'll be a sound they're saying a unique tone and vibration will go off on your phone. The message will be sent depending on what your language is set at. It'll be sent in English and Spanish, depending on which language your phone is set to. Phones that are on in range of an active cell tower serviced by a company that participates in wireless emergency alerts, which is everything that all the major companies. It will also conduct, Davey, this is where it'll be interesting for you, FEMA will also conduct a 1-minute test with the nation's radios and TVs. It'll sound similar to a regular monthly test that viewers and listeners recently catch. And apparently they're able to do that. We don't have to trigger it.
All right.
The message will state, this is a nationwide test of the emergency alert system issued by the Federal Emergency Management Agency covering the United States from 1420 to 1450 hours Eastern Time. This is only a test, no action required by the public. So this is all going to happen. Now this could be this could be set off if there was severe weather. It could be set off if there is any sort of a national emergency. Now they do say if there's widespread severe weather in the U.S. on Wednesday, the test will be postponed until October 11th. So there you go. Be ready for that.
Thank you for that info.
It is kind of I haven't seen anything like that. Well, they did it in 2021, but these national type things that happen everywhere in the country, it's kind of unique. Jeff this morning says, and the message will say, new emergency, who dis? Okay. I don't know what that means, Jeff.
Remember in the old days when we had the EAS system, when you get ready to talk, it probably happened to you a lot when you were in your rock days. It just interrupts you right in the middle of a conversation.
Yeah, well, I think that still happens.
And then you get that long tape.
It would go on for a while.
Yeah. Especially if
this is much quicker today.
Especially if you were here on the weekend and you had like a shift that I used to have to work on the weekends, and there'd be a long tape just winding right down off the console, and then you used to have to log it. You have to log it.
So it's always been run out of here, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So expect that next week, unless there is some crazy weather that would delay it. I don't expect that next week. How about this? If you're craving a Thanksgiving getaway, one of the best rated places for a Thanksgiving trip in America, according to HGTV, is the Adirondacks. Head up into the Adirondacks, they say. The sprawling region made the list of 21 great break spots along Costa Rica, along with coastal Louisiana, and the Adirondacks is on that list. Pretty cool, I guess. Another school shooting, but this one was interrupted. This is in Oswego. A 15-year-old boy charged after threatening kids at an Oswego elementary school with a weapon. It turned out to be a BB gun that he brought to school on Wednesday. At 6:56 p.m., someone called 911 to report an unknown person had displayed a gun to kids outside the elementary school park. Police arrived and interviewed children outside the school who said another kid had a gun in his waistband and threatened to shoot them. I just would say, what in the world is, at least in this case, it was a BB gun. But what is going on? Speaking of craziness, an upstate New York library has closed because they have no employees left. This is according to CBS 6 in Albany. And this is Lake Luzerne, the Rockwell Falls Public Library. They are, you might remember them from the story involving Drag Queen Story Hour for children at the town library. It's been in the news. At one point, it was canceled, then it was back on, and then it was back on again and back off again over and over. The heated small-town discussions brought the resignation of the library board president and the appointment of short-term leaders in April. Now, the former director has said that she and her staff have reported feeling unsafe because they're being harassed by members of the public who feel it is wrong to bring kids into a drag queen story hour. Scarlett Sagamore, who is a drag queen from the Albany area, was slated to read at Rockwell Falls. The story hour was to include stories, songs, and crafting of crowns. When the event was announced on the library's Facebook page, the deluge of comments came in. Opinions ranged from people who were excited to attend the, quote, family-friendly event to those who were very much against it and consider kids being brought into a drag show to be a crime. At a July board meeting of the library, they recounted the harassment incidents and the reports, and now the entire staff has stepped down. There's no one to monitor and to be there for the show, so the show has now been canceled. Where do you stand on that? Boy, oh boy. And then Brandon Williams got into it yesterday. He really stepped into it, if you will. Yesterday, now we're looking this week, they say by Saturday night, most likely, we'll be going into a government shutdown. And Brandon Williams yesterday was on C-SPAN doing a national interview, and he was asked if he would be taking his salary during the shutdown. And Williams has been someone who's spoken out against the shutdown. And he said, I will continue to accept my pay. Our job does not end in a shutdown, he said. We don't get to stay home. We stay there and we make it work. He added, I don't know why that rule is in place. I'm not independently wealthy, and we are like any other family. We want to stay focused on the job and not be manipulated by our own financial circumstance to do what's right for America. I assume that's why that's in place. Now, that just settled in for a little while as the interview continued. Later in the show, a caller criticized Williams for saying he would take a salary, while federal employees and contractors may very well be suffering next week. Quote, the pain suffered by federal workers is real and is nothing to dismiss, said Williams, adding he agreed with the caller and said he wants to avoid a government shutdown. He said those workers won't find much sympathy, though, and he took heat for that. Later in the day, by 11 a.m., his opponent in the upcoming election, John Mannion, who is seeking to challenge the congressman next year, blasted him over that. During the shutdown, he says, service members will work without pay. Small businesses will lose access to critical loans and grants. They need to stay afloat and grow, and hundreds of thousands of employees will be furloughed, Mannion said. Yet Williams has the nerve to declare that he has no sympathy for workers being furloughed or fired. So later in the day, Williams backtracked and said that he has directed the House to suspend his pay to share the burden of a potential government shutdown. Meanwhile, I'm engaged in the fight to avert one, he said. He wrote also later in the day on Twitter or on X, yeah, I shouldn't do interviews before having my coffee in the morning, he stated. By the way, Brandon Williams, in his disclosure, has, I believe they're saying he has during his financial disclosure, listed a net worth of at least somewhere between $3.1 million and $8 million. So it's not like he's in poverty by any means, and I don't know what he was thinking. Apparently, he hadn't had his coffee. Davey, I'm going to break. Coming back with Willie Waffle. I'll get to some comments first, some phone calls as well. Hold on the line. I'll be right back here. Heading into a pretty nice weather weekend, a beautiful fall weekend. It's 6:38 at WIBX.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard.
Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun.
Fun isn't hard.
Right. Babbel's interactive lessons, podcasts, games, and more make it fun and engaging, so you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life. You can choose from topics like travel, business, relationships, and more. You'll learn what matters most to you. Plus, Babbel's lessons are designed to get you speaking right away. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations.
Just 3 weeks. Even better.
Since Babbel's lessons are designed by language experts and voiced by real native speakers, you'll get the accents just right and be able to carry on conversations with confidence.
Learning a language with Babbel doesn't take long.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
And now, try Babbel free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Fall in love with being home again with a new mattress from Central New York's newest furniture and mattress store, Ashley, in the Marcytown Plaza on River Road in Marcy. Shop our huge selection on display and in stock by Ashley, Sealy, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic. Right now, Ashley Hybrid Queen mattresses are just $6 a month or only $2.99. Sealy Posturepedic or Ashley Anniversary Queen mattresses, firm, plush, or pillow top, your choice, just $12 a month or only $5.99. Plus, experience better sleep and save on a luxurious Tempur-Pedic Queen mattress, just $41 a month or $21.99. Plus, get a $300 gift certificate with every Tempur-Pedic set. We have free mattress delivery, and we offer special no-interest financing for every budget with up to 5 years interest-free. Whether it's for the spare room, the kids, or yourself, Ashley has the mattress you need in stock and on sale right now. Save in-store only at Ashley in the Marcytown Plaza on River Road in Marcy. Stop in today.
Paid for by government.com. Have you heard? Morgan's silver dollars are back for 2023. For the 100th anniversary, the U.S. Mint released the first legal tender Morgans in 100 years. They sold out instantly. Now, Morgan's silver dollars are back in 2023, minted in 99.9% pure silver, but only 275,000 coins were minted, and they will go fast. The entire market and experts agree this is a big deal and an amazing opportunity for both coin and silver buyers. Just call 1-800-973-3094 and you are guaranteed a 2023 brand new uncirculated 99.9% pure silver Morgan dollar. But with limited quantities, you must call now. To learn more, call 1-800-973-3094. Plus, you'll receive a free bonus Patriots pack, new and improved, a $25 value free with every order. Call 1-800-973-3094 now to secure your new 2023 Morgan silver dollars before they are gone. That's 1-800-973-3094.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
It's Friday morning, and it's going to feel like August by next week. Can't wait. So the Brandon Williams comments, I want to play a little a clip. This is on C-SPAN yesterday morning. Representative Brandon Williams.
You take pay if the government shuts down.
I'm honestly not sure how that works.
Well, you still get money. The members of Congress get paid. The Minority Leader Mitch McConnell said so on the floor yesterday. So will you accept that pay?
I will.
Tell us why.
Our job does not end in a shutdown. We don't get to stay home. We stay there and make it work. I don't know why that rule is in place, but, I'm not independently wealthy, and we are like any other family. We want to stay focused on the job and not be manipulated by our own financial circumstance to do what's right for America. I assume that's why that's in place. So,
Congressman, do you believe that the former president is the standard bearer for the party?
Without even going down that road, boy, that was a misstep. And of course, later on in the day, he came back and corrected that and said that he would not take pay because and it just kills me that, and you might have comments on it, 315-736-0186. It's amazing that the military can't decide. The federal workers who are going to be furloughed have no decision in this. This was a big mistake on his part, and it is something that his upcoming opponent or current opponent in next year's election, Mannion, will definitely, and did yesterday, will definitely take advantage of. And again, later on, he corrected it. He is a new member of Congress. I'm not making excuses, but that was a bit of a blunder. Representative Brandon Williams on the line right now, as a matter of fact. Congressman Williams, good morning. Thanks for coming on.
Well, good morning, Bill.
So why did you say you're taking the pay? What were you thinking? All right.
Well, good morning, Bill.
Good morning. I'm sorry to throw you off. Listen, I know you wanted to call about something that is in the news. What's your topic?
Well, the other day I was heading out to lunch, walking out of my building, the Kelberman Center, and walking by across the street was Mayor Paul Mary.
Now, I got to say that what Stefan has here, before you discount it, is I feel quite interesting. And you have no fear whatsoever you put your reporter hat on immediately, right? And
yeah.
And you walked up to the mayor and brought up the topic of the 3 or 4 mayoral candidates who are currently running. And what was the interaction? What happened?
And I said to Mayor Paul Mary that we can't let Celeste Friend be mayor. And he said, why not? He says she thinks she'll do a great job.
So up to this point, Mayor Paul Mary, I don't believe has. Are you getting calls, Stefan? I don't believe Mayor Paul Mary has endorsed any of the candidates up to this point. But it did sound like somewhat of an endorsement to an endorsement for Celeste Friend yesterday, right?
This was Wednesday.
On Wednesday.
Actually, it sounded like that.
Yeah.
It could have been.
Well, he was at the very least he was defending her.
Yeah.
And why don't you feel, Celeste Friend? Why do you feel she should be stopped and not become mayor?
Well, because she was against the process of Kelberman Center.
Okay,
and,
right.
I think Mike Galimi would be the better candidate here.
Okay, all right. So you're for Galimi. All right, there, Stephen.
Yeah.
Thanks for that update. It is a bit of interesting political breaking news. So good for you. Nice job. All right, Stephen. Thank you.
Okay, have a good weekend,
You
Bill.
do the same. Go Bills. Go Syracuse. Go Pioneers. Go everybody. A couple comments. Rob here this morning says the government shut down the country for months and months during COVID. A 1 or 2 week shutdown will not hurt anyone, and they still will be paid when it's over. Rob, I just couldn't agree with you couldn't agree with you less on that. I completely disagree. I mean, there will be people. There are people who go paycheck to paycheck. And they're not going to be getting their checks. I just don't think that is a good thing at all or for the economy whatsoever. And by the way, remember, everybody was getting checks, Rob. Remember during the shutdown, everybody got money heavy. Willie Waffle looks at the streaming services, looks at anything in media, and the movies, which are trickling back forward. Willie, good morning.
Hey, how's it going today?
Good. How you doing?
Man, I can't be more excited for football because now we got all these Swifties getting their noses into it.
Is it okay? Isn't it unbelievable? This is these are
shocking.
People who are not. There are little teeny boppers watching football on the weekends who've never watched football in their lives.
Oh my God! I'm just going to lay it out there. If you ever doubted that Taylor Swift is leading her own cult, okay, just understand Travis Kelce made millions of dollars in jersey sales this week because the Swifties are supporting him now.
It's unbelievable. It really is.
It is shocking.
I know.
And good for him. He's rolling in the dough.
In fact, I believe I was told that he went to a university in Cincinnati, and do you know which one it was, Davey?
No, I don't.
So apparently, I was speaking to a friend in Cincinnati yesterday, and he said they went back this week and re-released his college jersey, and and it's sold out this week. This week completely sold out in 1 week. I mean, and they did it in reaction. I mean, this is brilliant. They did it in reaction to all the Taylor Swift hype. It's crazy.
Well, hey, everybody ought to get on that money train, baby, because she is dominating the world, and she is making more money hand over fist. I mean, I was talking to you a little bit earlier this week. Her big concert film is coming out in October, and it's already predicted that it will be the largest concert film opening box office wise ever. You could be looking at like $125 million domestically alone that weekend, all for her concert film. I think the Swifties are going to see it 2 and 3 and 4 times. I think that thing could hit $1 billion.
Wow. And, at a time when the movie theaters are struggling, this is going to be just what they needed.
I wouldn't be surprised. I would love to know if her or some of her people bought a bunch of movie theater stock, and then they put the concert film in there, and it makes a ton of money, and the movie theater company stock goes up, and then they sell it. Maybe I should have been doing that.
We should have been all over this. Should have been all over it. Now, here's the question. How many, you get these movies, like we have the Orchard movie theater here, and they have, 12, 10 theaters. I wonder how many are going to have the Taylor Swift show. Is there a limit? Do they say, okay, you can put it on at least 4 screens, or how do they do it?
Oh, well, they'd be happy if you put it on all the screens.
On all of them.
And you're going to see this. I mean, this is going to open up like any big blockbuster. This is going to open up like Star Wars. This is going to open up like Indiana Jones. They're going to put it on multiple screens that first weekend, maybe even the second weekend. And, I think that, it's going to do so well that the movie theaters are going to be extremely happy because, most of your movies, let's face it, they make their money in the first couple of weeks, and the split that the movie theaters do on the ticket sales with the studios is more advantageous for the studios those first few weeks. But once you get into like weeks 3, 4, 5, 6, now the movie theater takes more and more of that ticket sale. And
okay.
I think this thing could run all the way through Thanksgiving, maybe even into Christmas.
Wow. And, with the ticket price, I've heard some of what people have paid to see Taylor Swift in concert. It's unbelievable. I mean, people are paying over $1,000 for a ticket.
Yeah, and here you can spend, if you're an adult, $19.89, and for a kid, $13.13.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. It'll be mania. There will be mania at the theaters. We haven't seen that in a long, long time. So that's a big deal. Yeah. By the way, any action this weekend at the theaters?
Well, I mean, not like Taylor Swift action, that's for sure. I mean, probably the biggest movie that's going to come out, and I can't even believe I'm saying this. Saw 10. Number 10.
Saw the movie, the 10th, the 10th version.
Oh my God! And the weird thing is, like, I remember when the first Saw movie came out. I actually hung out with the director and the writer. When they did like a premiere event in D.C. and it was just this little movie that nobody knew if it was going to be anything. Because it almost went straight to video. The theater, or not the theater, but the studio was taking a chance on just releasing it into theaters around Halloween time, and it becomes this massive, massive success. And now here we are, sequel after sequel after sequel, and you think, well, maybe they're running out of ideas. Oh no, they came up with. I have to say, this is a brilliant idea if you want to keep your sequels going. See, this is not set in the order of the history of the Saw movies. Oh, no, my friends. This is more of, almost you could call it a prequel. It is a story set between the events of Saw number 1 and Saw number 2.
Wow, okay.
So we're going back in time, and we're seeing Jigsaw traveling to like Mexico, where he's been promised there's this revolutionary, miraculous cancer cure that he can get. And it turns out it's all a scam. And he's very angry about that.
I see where this is going. Yeah. Was it always in the series, like, Was it always known that he had cancer?
Yeah, that was
Okay.
kind of the big thing.
I didn't know that.
This is what propelled him to kind of to
Be angry.
go over
Yeah.
the edge.
Okay.
And to start doing these things. So, and listen, it's everything that you expect from a Saw movie, okay? Yeah, I like the setup. I like the story. And then they throw all that away, and it becomes the torture. It's like, let me show you what horrible things we can do to this person and that person and that person. And granted, they deserve it in this movie. But, I want something more than just, basically torture pornography. So I'm going to say 1.5 waffles for Saw 10.
Well, what are you going to give it, right? I mean, I feel like that's a great rating right there for Saw 10. What else?
Oh, it is.
What else in theaters? Anything else?
Well, there's a couple things. I mean, the creator is kind of this interesting sci-fi movie, and I have to say, at least it's ambitious. At least it's trying. But unfortunately, I think it's trying to be too many things. So it's set in the future, like what is it? I think it's like 2065. And there's been this nuclear explosion that destroyed Los Angeles. War has broken out between human beings and basically robots, AI robots that were supposed to protect us. And John David Washington is just this ex-special ops guy. He's been corralled into going over to a part of the world where the AI have developed a secret weapon, and he has to capture it and hopefully save humanity. And it turns out to be like this little girl robot. And now they're on the run, and now he's rethinking maybe AI isn't as bad as we thought. Yeah, and it really is trying to be a tearjerker. It's trying to be emotional. It wants to be kind of trendy and topical with this whole conversation about artificial intelligence. It wants to be an action film. It wants to blow stuff up. And I think because it tries so much, it loses what it really does the best, which is this relationship that develops between this little girl robot and John David Washington. I'm going to go about 2 waffles. I think it's a solid movie that has some flaws.
Do you know anything about it at the Capitol Theater? I think it's not this weekend, but next weekend, which is in nearby Rome. They're doing they put out a movie of cats doing, quote, cute things. Are you familiar with this?
Isn't that all just called YouTube?
I guess, but they put it out in movie form. They do put it out in movie form, and
Really?
it's actually going to be playing in a theater. I got to get information to you on that. Okay,
I have not heard this. This is a brilliant idea, though.
Listen, people love their cats, and they love other people's cats, and cats do crazy things. And
how many of us have gotten lost on a boring night just flipping between videos on whatever it is, TikTok or YouTube or Instagram, just watching cute dogs or cute cats? Yeah.
Or even the other one that is really big is the raccoons. There's a whole big channel of raccoons on YouTube, and they do like human-like things. It's quite interesting. All right.
Oh, man, the raccoons have gotten a PR agent. They're taking things the other direction.
They're heading in the right direction. And then Dumb Money. Is this worth checking out? Dumb Money?
I think it's totally worth checking out. Dumb Money. So this is kind of the somewhat true story of a young man played by Paul Dano. He is a YouTube guy who talks about stocks and what he's buying and why he's buying it. And, wants to be like almost like an internet, Kramer or something, Jim Cramer.
Yeah.
And, if people remember the story, he was advocating GameStop stock. Which seemed to be like the worst stock in the world. It's in a brick and mortar store. It's physical. Like we don't buy anything on the internet from it. And he was buying the stock and talking about it on YouTube, and the stock started to take off. And other people started to buy it. Other home investors essentially, and they broke the system.
I remember when this happened.
Because now the hedge funders are losing tons of money because they figured GameStop was going in the toilet. And so it becomes kind of this battle between David and Goliath and all these people. And the reason the movie works is because you're seeing all these small investors, all these people with families and troubles and dreams and hopes and, thinking maybe I can score enough, not like the hedge funders make billions of dollars,
right.
but maybe enough so I can like feed my family or have a better life. So I'm going to go 3 waffles. I thought it was pretty good, even though the subject material could be kind of dense.
I completely remember when this was in the news, and everybody was like, you got to get GameStop. You got to buy GameStop. And GameStop stock. And I just never remember how it ended. The warning, though, was this is like a house of cards. This is going to collapse. It'll be worth nothing. That was the big warning. So I guess you got to watch the movie to see.
Eventually it did.
Yeah.
But, if you sold at the right time, there are allegations that this guy here made anywhere from $40 to $53 million.
Wow.
Yeah, and there was even investigations. He was investigated by Congress because they felt he was ginning up the stock and breaking all sorts of stock laws.
Yeah,
and,
like they've never done that. Give me a break.
Yeah, no, never.
Right.
Never.
All right, well, listen, I am out of time, and I know the writer's strike is over, so away we go, and programs will start coming back eventually, so that's a good thing.
Your talk shows will come back. Your regular program's not until the after.
It's going to take a while. Okay, good stuff, Willie. Thank you. Enjoy the weekend.
All right, see you next week.
WIBX Utica Rome.
They don't have much time left. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Your objective, apparently, as extreme MAGA Republicans, is to shut the government down.
Democratic House Leader Hakeem Jeffries wants a vote on a Senate short-term funding plan to avoid a shutdown that would begin Sunday, but House Republicans oppose that. GOP Congressman Michael McCall tells Fox.
I know the Speaker's working on a potential CR bill that has border security on it.
But some House Republicans oppose short-term funding, pushing to pass 12 bills that make up a full budget, including spending cuts that Senate Democrats oppose. Now, House Republicans held their first impeachment inquiry hearing.
This is a tale as old as time. Politician takes action that makes money for his family, and then he tries to conceal it.
Judiciary Committee Chair Jim Jordan alleges President Biden lied about not being involved in his son Hunter's overseas business dealings. But two of the legal experts Republicans called at the hearing testified they need more evidence. Democratic Congressman Jamie Raskin said,
if the Republicans had a smoking gun or even a dripping water pistol, they would be presenting it today, but they've got nothing on Joe Biden.
In Michigan, a judge is expected to decide whether Ethan Crumbley, a juvenile, should get life in prison without parole for murdering 4 classmates in a 2021 Oxford high school shooting. The Auto Workers Union may expand the strike this afternoon on day 15.
What do we want? Contracts. When do we want? Now.
Over 18,000 United Auto Workers continue walking picket lines off the job at 3 production plants and dozens of part suppliers across the country over failed negotiations between union leadership. That's demands include a 40% pay hike, a 4-day work week, and other benefits and job protections. As Ford, General Motors, and Stellantis push back.
Fox's Jeff Manasso. Was it a suicide bombing? That's a big question in Pakistan after an attack outside a mosque on a holiday marking the Islam prophet Muhammad's birthday. At least 52 people dead. America's listening to Fox News.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
Divorce forces a father to focus on what's most important, his children. You may no longer be a husband, but you'll always be a dad. In the divorce process, this comes down to 3 key concerns: physical custody, decision-making, as well as financial support. Each of these is important, and it's important that you choose a lawyer that cares as much about these issues as you do.
Online at CordellCordell.com, 518-554, all zeros, 100 Great Oaks Boulevard, Suite 110, Albany, New York, 12203.
Consumer Cellular's award-winning customer support is 100% based in the U.S., and you are 100% based in the U.S. That's something you have in common with Consumer Cellular's customer service. Consumer Cellular's customer service likes pizza, and you like pizza. You want a free month of service, and we want to give you one. We obviously can't wait to hear from you. Visit consumercellular.com/free month and enter code FREEMONTH to get your second month free. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Promotion is subject to terms and conditions.
There's an update in one of the 4 criminal cases former President Trump faces, the Georgia one.
In a state court filing, Trump's attorneys expressed confidence in how Fulton County Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee will handle the trial. Trump pleading not guilty to all charges, including an alleged violation of Georgia's anti-racketeering law over his efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election. The former president had been seeking to move the case to federal court in hopes of trying to dismiss the charges altogether on the grounds that federal officials have immunity from prosecution over actions taken as part of their official job duties. Trump's decision to keep his case in Georgia comes after a U.S. district judge rejected Chief of Staff Mark Meadows' attempt to move to federal court. Meadows is appealing that ruling. Matt Napolitano, Fox News.
There are 18 others charged, along with the former president in Georgia. The trial for the first two starts October 23rd. On Wall Street, stock futures are rising. Week 4 of the NFL season kicked off last night.
In a battle of NFC North rivals on Thursday, the Lions came out firing in the first half against the Packers.
Goff, deep again, wide open, making the grab and taking it in is St. Brown. Amon-Ra St. Brown for 24 yards.
That's how it sounded on Amazon Prime Video. David Montgomery added 3 touchdown runs as Detroit built a 27-3 halftime lead, going on to win 34-20. The Lions' defense held the Packers' offense to just 21 yards in that first half. With the victory, the Lions are now in sole possession of first place in the NFC North with a 3-1 record, while the Packers fall to 2-2. Gary Baumgarten, Fox News.
In baseball, Seattle beat Texas, so the Mariners move a game back of Houston in the race for the last American League wild card. In the battle for the last NL playoff spot, Chicago lost to Atlanta, so the Cubs fall a half game back of Miami. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
I'm Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint in the WIBX Weather Center. Today, mostly cloudy, chance of showers. Most numerous showers to the east and southeast. Drying out late with gradual clearing by sunset, a high of 68. Tonight, moonlit sky near 50, and Saturday, mostly sunny, milder, near 75. For more on your local forecast, tune to Eyewitness News at 6 on WUTR. I'm meteorologist Craig Flint on WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
And the current temperature is 55 and cloudy. And Sunday, by the way, 75 and sunny. And then a couple of days next week. It looks like a stretch almost all of next week, sunshine. And temperatures 2 or 3 of those days, the high of 80 degrees next week. Wow. Currently 55 at WIBX.
Stop into Mattress Express in Oneida in the Glenwood Plaza by the movie theater. Simply complete a comfort test and get a $25 prepaid Visa card. Names like the Number Bed, Purple, Puffy, Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, and more. Hurry, this is a limited time offer.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart. Every year, more than 4 million pets enter shelters here in the United States. My friends at American Humane have been helping animals since 1877. The goal is to ensure that pets have a safe shelter, especially during natural disasters. Adopting a shelter pet allows shelters to help more animals awaiting care. Please consider adopting today and take some time to learn more about American Humane's other work at americanhumane.org.
Don't take chances with your brakes. Find out why Oriskany Garage is a top-rated destination for auto repair in the Utica area. Oriskany Garage delivers friendly professional service, great prices, and a commitment to never, never try to sell you something that you don't need. For brakes, tires, funny noises, warning lights, or any of your auto repair needs, come and experience award-winning service at Oriskany Garage down the street from Utica College or online at ogtire.com. Come on and say it with me and make the noise. ogtire.com.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Babbel. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at babbel.com/TNC.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard. Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day. And they're fun, so you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard. It's perfect.
And now try Babbel free. Text radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine. Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Investing involves risk, including possible loss of principal. Income may be subject to state, local, or alternative minimum tax. Did you know that municipal bonds are a way for investors to support civil projects while earning federally tax-free income? The Erie Canal, which led to the expansion of the United States into the Midwest in the 1800s, was financed with municipal bonds. Are you looking to bridge the gap between the income of your working years and the income needed in retirement? Municipal bonds might provide the solution you're looking for. Henyon & Walsh is a leading specialist in tax-free municipal bonds and has provided investors with quality service and personal attention since 1990. Call now to receive their informative bond guide absolutely free. Dial 1-800-761-9761 to learn how to earn retirement income while keeping your taxes at bay. Just dial 1-800-761-9761 for a copy of their informative bond guide for free. No cost, no obligation. 1-800-761-9761. Henyon & Walsh Inc., member of FINRA and SIPC.
Shop my truckload mattress sale going on right now at My Carl's. I have crazy low prices. Go check out the other stores. You'll come back to My Carl's. Plus same-day delivery at My Carl's New Hartford Shopping Center.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE, Dinovite.
It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
I want to tell you about Steep Honey Mazda, making it easy for you to find the right used vehicle at the right price. Ricky Z says, come on in. There are so many new Mazdas going off the lot. I enjoyed one of those just 2 weeks ago. Thanks to that, many trade-ins coming in. And they have record sales on pre-owned vehicles. They want to offer you one location with all makes and models. One location at Steep Honey Mazda, all makes and models. With Mazdas, Hondas, Subarus, Jeeps, GMC Dodge, Hyundais, and more. And if you need a lower price or payment, it says, let's make your deal where it's easy to do business. One location, all makes and models. Steep Honey Mazda, Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
So you want to go to the Syracuse game tomorrow. They're offering, listen, I can't believe the attendance issue. Last week, the attendance was better, but still not good. And now it's to the point where you have a big game. They're undefeated. You have a big game against Clemson, and they have a whole bunch of seats left. They're offering 40% off tickets for tomorrow's game. I can't believe it.
You go to the source right now.
Let's go to the source. Scott in Kirkville is on the line right now. He knows Syracuse. And what do you think on this, Scott?
Well, the 40% might have been like for the Tuesday, Wednesday. Originally, people thought that was seats in the Clemson section because, Clemson travels well. And you're allowed a percentage of to your opponents. But all of a sudden, it started breaking out in sections where it wasn't the visiting team. And on Wednesday, they posted, I don't know if it's a one-day thing or a two-day thing, 40% off. And then the crazy part about this game, it's also homecoming.
Right.
Now, homecoming games usually are sellouts because you got everybody traveling back to your alumni, and that's even more puzzling. And so they're expecting. I heard at one time this week, and they're really pushing tickets. They had almost 10,000 tickets to be sold.
Wow!
And I think there's 32,000 season. You're always going to see 32,000 posted, no matter if you see one person there, because that's what the tickets they sold.
Right.
Now the Army game, which was supposed to be Military Day, they're honoring the military. They're giving away a lot of tickets. It was 37,000. Well, that means only basically 5,000 above the season tickets was there. And the interesting part about this whole situation, Bill, for a while there's apathy in the student section. That's been sold out. In the years past, when you saw 42,000, there may only be 3,000 students there. But now the students are into it, and for some reason the community isn't. And there's a lot of reasons, and it's not just one reason. So you're talking your Clemson, or you're talking, yearly. I blame a lot of things on the manufacturing. We've lost a lot of manufacturing jobs. Chrysler, Carrier, Miller. I don't know if Budweiser's full staff, but I'm telling you, those jobs there. Just times it by 4. A person's got season tickets, takes his family, so it's not just one ticket.
Yeah.
And also, I think it's just the state of New York. The state of New York is quirky because the state of New York will support the basketball team. You go down to Madison Square Garden, they'll put 19,000 in there.
Right.
But yeah, remember all those games we had in the Meadowlands? They had USC, Penn State, Notre Dame. It was almost a road game for Syracuse.
Right.
Come fan time. And it was put down there to help the alumni get into it. And it's a professional state. You got Buffalo one end, Jets and Giants at the other end. Sprinkle some colleges where other teams, everybody says, "Oh, Penn State's got 111,000." Hey, they come from the whole state.
So
and the state supports it.
Right.
So that's a big reason. But the Clemson game is just they're shaking their heads on this one. They're totally shaking their heads.
Well, I don't understand it because you have this is and even last year 5-0 last year, and I get it. If they'd have if it would have been spread out, and it wouldn't have felt as bad. But going 5-0 and then losing 5, and then was it 5 and then the bowl game?
They ended up winning the Boston College at the end. They won actually, I believe they were 6-0 and going. Ironically, they were 6-0 going into the Clemson game. Had a big lead on them.
Yeah,
and we all think Schrader got one of those injuries where it wasn't like a broken ankle, but he got banged up pretty good in that game, and it was never the same.
I got to say though, I love Schrader this year. I feel like he is on fire. I don't think people realize. I don't think people realize how good this Syracuse team really is.
It is, yeah.
And now we'll find out this weekend, right?
Yeah. Well, see, here's the thing about Clemson is that we're going to find out if some size and speed wise, are we getting closer? If you watch the Clemson games this year, the receivers have been sort of pedestrian. They're so used to Clemson speed breaking away. But if you watch the Duke game, Duke actually ran down Clemson players from behind, which is never going to happen. If Duke even got faster, Clemson's gotten slower. They did hire, and this is the interesting part, is they're so upset about their offense, Clemson, they went outside the family tree, which is unheard of in Clemson, and hired the TCU offensive coordinator, which, if you remember last year, TCU went to the finals against Georgia. And for some reason, it hasn't really worked out. Maybe maybe now they're into their 5th game. This is going to be it, but their offense is not clicking. And I know if you watched the Florida State game, at the end of the game, there's some crazy play calling that hurt them too. But we're going to find out if Syracuse has closed the gap when we see the size and the speed, and I think they have. And it's the lowest point spread I remember. It's only a 6-point spread, maybe 7, and some opened at 9, which means a lot of people bet Syracuse and went down to 6. But we're going to find out. It's a noon game. It's sort of like the gauntlet for Syracuse because they're going to play North Carolina next week on the road, and then, of course, Florida State the week after that. So, but you're right about Schrader. He reminds me of Ben Roethlisberger as far as the way he plays, size-wise, gut-wise. Roethlisberger's got a stronger arm, but basically when you watch Schrader play, he kind of reminds me of that style of quarterback.
And Scott, is it still the same quarterback that took over for DJ Ungaleo when they played them last year?
Yes, it is. It is. And remember, they pulled Ungaleo out of the championship game because they're losing, and they put this guy in, and he won it. He won the MVP of the championship game, and then he started against Tennessee in the Orange Bowl. And this is supposed, like I said, a brand new offensive coordinator. This guy was highly regarded. I forgot what state he came out, but one of the top quarterbacks coming out. And I think it's the receivers because they're just not getting separation. Which, these are Clemson. They're used to having 6. Look at the guy from Cincinnati, Chase.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys are so talented. I don't know. Now here's a big thing, and this is where there's a discussion in Clemson. It's a big discussion too, by the way. Dabo really does not want, he's anti-against paying players. He's also the transfer portal, and basically refused sort of to go in the transfer portal. He says, I recruit these players. These are the ones I'm going to play with. And it'll be very interesting next year if he's got the same attitude. Sort of like Krzyzewski and Duke. Remember when Pitino came, or not Pitino, but Kentucky came out with a one and done. You know, they get all these players knowing they're not going to graduate, and Krzyzewski says, "I'll never do that." Well, we saw that he did it because he couldn't compete against them.
Yeah,
so
but
we'll see if Dabo does it.
But if Dabo's so against the transfer portal, why did DJ Ungaleo leave to go to Oregon State, and now he's shining in Oregon State, and then they got this new guy?
Well, that's it. I mean, people left, but he hasn't gone out and basically recruited people. I mean, look at Deion Sanders. I mean, it's a whole new ball game. Colorado's 1-10 last year. Yeah. How many players are left on that team? He told the players, I'm coming in. I'm bringing. Hey, I think he brought half of Jackson State with him, and he went out and with this. Now you buy your players now. Yeah. Deion Sanders says, "I'll never recruit a high school player. Why? I'll just go out and look at game film. If I want this quarterback from Michigan, I'm gonna buy him."
Yeah, that's really completely changing the game of football, college football.
Exactly.
All right, what prediction are you making for tomorrow at noon?
I think basically, I think Syracuse will hopefully will jump on them early, and that's what they didn't do against Army.
I think Syracuse wins this game.
They have a great shot. I mean, I don't know if you remember a couple years ago, I predicted when Dungy and those guys win 10 games, I predicted 9 that if they can't beat Florida State this year, they never will be, because Florida State in name is Syracuse had better talent. I think Clemson's probably more talented, but I really think that Clemson's goals are all gone. Yeah, and that's what's bad when you're that good, because they've lost two in conference. Yep, where are they going for Clemson? So if they don't win this game, I don't know when they beat Clemson, to be honest with you, Bill.
All right, and it is shocking that they have so many seats available for the game. So you want to go out. You want to go out and go to a game. It's. I feel like the Dome by game time, people have purchased tickets. Will have purchased tickets, and I think that Dome's gonna be rocking. So.
It'll be rocking. It was actually rocking for the Army game, to be honest. We had 37,000.
All right, good stuff there, Scott. We appreciate it. Thank you,
Thanks,
man.
Bill.
Enjoy the weekend. Thank you. And go Cuse, go Buffalo, go Pioneers. Tomorrow, Utica College is opening up their first conference game. They're currently, Davey, they are 4-0, I think, right now. And they're playing Hartwick at home tomorrow to open up the Empire 8. That game is set for 1 p.m. at Gaetano Stadium. All right, what do you have over there right now?
Hobaika.
Oh. Hold on, Davey. Does he sound mad?
No.
So yesterday, of course, we had a little situation with the free money question of the day. And to the disagreement of Joe, we gave Donna we've set a new rule. You can't do a laundry list. So if I say, name the color of Davey's shirt, you can't do red, green, yellow, purple, fuchsia, blue. It's blue. You win. You can't do that. You got to pick one answer and say, that's my final answer. I give an A+ to the creativity of people saying, the way to win that thing is just start blurting out answers. And
that's what they've been doing.
And that's what was happening. So I'm just going to pretend nothing's going on. All right. Okay. Like he's calling up about politics or something. We're talking about Syracuse here. Here's Joe on line number 2. Joe, good morning.
Bill, good morning.
Good morning. What do you think on the Cuse game tomorrow?
I'm rooting for Syracuse, man.
Okay,
I hope they win.
Good.
I'm a big Syracuse football fan.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, big tomorrow with Clemson. Listen, all right, we'll talk to you later.
I just wanted to mention to you that have you tightened the rules back up so that the contest isn't bastardized anymore? Because I have to tell you, terrible decision yesterday. By the way,
I wouldn't call it bastardized, but I mean,
what would you call it?
Pretty.
Because you certainly took away the
hefty word that you're.
It's what?
That's a hefty description of what happened.
Okay.
I mean, it was unfortunate. I would say unfortunate would be a good word.
Unfortunate?
Yeah. All right, so here's the rule. The rule is
One question, one answer.
One question, one answer. And however, they could change their answer.
100. So now it's the game of one.
Well, no. I think we should.
Because I'm. You listen. You have to sit in the penalty box for your failure to properly run the.
Let me just say I wanted to dial up Siri and see what Siri thinks because we spin her around now. It's a whole new technology. We spin her around and she picks the jackpot. So let's just see what she thinks today. All right. Okay, sure. Siri. The jackpot today is. $200. Okay, there we go. She's saying $200 today, Joe.
I thought it was 100.
Well, I think
Isn't
today.
That what Siri said?
I think she's
$200.
Yeah.
She
I don't
said
know if you can hear that.
I was going to say Siri was listening to me, but apparently not.
No,
just like you.
No, she
$200.
See, I don't think she listens to you.
Just like you. I'm telling you right now, I'm still bitter about the way you handled that yesterday.
Well, you know what? I wasn't going to let it. I wasn't going to let it go and just fester on and turn into a big thing. It's just better off giving her the money. She wins the money. It's over. The rules now change going forward. So, Joe, I promise you, we will handle this.
I think you should add a rule that says if you whine, you don't get the money.
I have decided to just move forward. And by the way, you feel like Siri doesn't like you. I don't know why you would.
I'm not a proponent of Apple. I'm a Samsung guy. So
Siri, why don't you like Obaika?
You have an Android.
Oh, that's it.
I don't understand.
Shut up, Siri. Shut up. Enough. Okay, stop. Yes, stop it.
Oh, goodness.
All right, Joe.
Where's
thank you.
Jeff today? In Brooklyn covering the fundraiser? I got to go.
I'm
I'll
hanging
talk
up.
to you later.
Goodbye, Joe. Jeff, by the way, this morning is out sick. There is a bit of a thing that's going around, and I know plenty of people that have had it. And I will tell you that we used to have a rule in radio where if you get sick, bring a bucket with you, but you must work. You cannot not show up. I don't care how sick you are. I mean, you better be really sick. But I think since COVID, a lot of that has changed. The minute we're hearing that Jeff might be having stomach issues and maybe a little V word, I don't want to say vomit on the air. The minute you get into that, I'm saying stay home. Stay home. Don't come in. And he's off today. And we'll be off, perfect day to do it because you're off for the entire weekend. Okay, so it's me and Davey flying solo here this morning. The Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills is accepting new patients. The Falcon Clinic is the area's premier osteopathic medical clinic, and they're accepting new patients right now. If you need a new family doctor, in fact, there was just a story on the network news the other night about the shortage of primary physicians around, not just in New York, not just in our area, but around the country. A shortage of primary physicians, family doctors. And at the Falcon Clinic, they are accepting new patients right now if you're in need of a new family doctor. And the bonus is it's also a premier osteopathic medical clinic as well. So that takes a different approach. It allows the possibility that your body can help heal you, and we know that to be true. And that, combined with modern medicine, makes an enormous difference. Dr. Shemolinsky, Dr. Zielinski, Dr. Kosminski, all under one roof at the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills. Call today and schedule an appointment, 315-507-4751. Davey, what do you have? I don't see it.
It's John from Bridgewater wants to talk to you.
All right, here he is, John in Bridgewater. Hi, John. The Falcon Clinic, by the way, 315-507-4751. Good morning, John. Good morning.
Hey,
You're
Bill.
live on the radio.
You guys got an awesome show, man. I love you guys. You guys cover everything. Utica politics. I love Utica politics.
Well, for years, Utica politics has been fun to. I don't care if you live in the North Country, right? It's fun to listen to some of this craziness.
Actually, I wanted to call and let you know how much money Mr. Habaika of his money you gave away in the last month and a half.
It's been pretty heavy.
$700.
Yeah, it's been heavy.
So
Did you have to bring it up to him? Because he's not going to be happy with that.
Yesterday was great. Yesterday was also great radio, but it was so.
Well, now we know the rule, John. We know the rule.
Right.
It's one answer. Your final answer. Bingo.
Yep.
That's it.
All right. Well, I just wanted to call and say you guys do an awesome job, Bill, and I look forward to listening to you guys every day.
Well, John, we really do appreciate that, and you know what? To be honest with you, so does Siri.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, John.
All right, Bill. We'll see you later.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, John. Go ahead, Siri.
Thanks, John.
Okay, there she is.
Did want to mention, but he forgot to mention that we lost one of our long-time listeners.
This is a terrible story. And has it been confirmed?
Yeah, he said it. His son was here yesterday.
Okay, RV's son?
Yeah.
Okay. So we will say to you that a regular caller of the program who always had an opinion, sometimes it was an opinion that I had to hit the delay button on. But regular listener and caller RV has passed away. Very sad. RV, we will definitely miss his input. He always had a very, very strong and oftentimes sarcastic input, and he will be greatly missed.
When he called in, he would always say, Davey, can I talk to Bill for a second? I said, sure, RV, go right to the top of the row.
Pretty sad. With that, we'll take a break. It's 7:30 at WIBX.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard.
Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun.
Fun isn't hard.
Right. Babbel's interactive lessons, podcasts, games, and more make it fun and engaging, so you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life. You can choose from topics like travel, business, relationships, and more. You'll learn what matters most to you. Plus, Babbel's lessons are designed to get you speaking right away. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations.
Just 3 weeks? Even better.
Since Babbel's lessons are designed by language experts and voiced by real native speakers, you'll get the accents just right and be able to carry on conversations with confidence.
Learning a language with Babbel doesn't take long.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
And now, try Babbel free at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SIMPLE to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SIMPLE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SIMPLE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Hi, it's James.
And Megan.
From the all-new Destination Kia of Utica.
Come see why people drive hundreds of miles to buy vehicles from us.
Let's talk selection. We have over 220 new Kias here and coming.
Don't forget the more than 50 certified pre-owned Kias on our lot.
Chances are, we have the Kia for you.
We're a family-owned and operated business.
And that's the way we believe in treating our customers.
And Kia's warranty is second to none.
With a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty.
And 5 years, 60,000-mile basic warranty.
We are so excited to have our grand opening in Utica.
And we look forward to seeing you soon.
Now that's kooky.
So go kooky for Kia at the all-new Destination Kia of Utica. Puppies and babies not included.
Find us online at DestinationKiaOfUtica.com. That's DestinationKiaOfUtica.com. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details.
A lot of schools talk about training the cybersecurity workforce of the future, but do they really deliver? My Computer Career has been supplying the IT workforce with thousands of skilled, certified pros for 15 years. Train with the experts in support, networking, or cybersecurity and start your career in months, not years. Upskill even faster. On campus or live online. Qualified students may get financial aid, including the GI Bill. My Computer Career. Accredited, acclaimed, effective. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu.
Hey, I want to tell you about River Hills Properties, the fastest growing company and real estate company in all of Central New York. Because as you go back 15 years, nobody knew their name. One listing agent, Robin, and they were trying to build a company that would be unique and different and service the entire region with services that other real estate agencies don't provide. And boy, did they do it. Today, they're the number one independent real estate agency in the area. Number two, if you count the chains, they have come from nowhere to enormously effective and helpful when it comes to people selling their homes. You know, the book is prepared. It has everything. It's like the manual for the home. Everything there is to know about the home. Improvements, additions, warranties, the furnace, the air. Everything is all packed into one book, basically. It's called The Book. And it is the manual for the home. A great tool when someone's considering buying your home. Speeds up the process. Creates a situation where answers are there before you even ask the questions. And, oh, by the way, your listing agent is there to make sure the house is ready, the lights are on, you're putting your best foot forward, and if somebody has a question, your listing agent is there to answer it. That doesn't happen with other real estate agencies. It's the difference in selling your home with River Hills. In Barnaville, Little Falls, and Utica, online it's riverhillspropertiesllc.com. Call 315-896-1009. Nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties. And Hero Tickets. Jimmy Fallon coming to the Stanley Theater on Veterans Day, November 11th. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster. But through River Hills Properties, you can purchase tickets for veterans. Buy a pair of tickets. They're called Hero Tickets. You can only buy through the box office, the Stanley box office. Call them today or visit the box office. Purchase Heroes Tickets, and they will be set aside at no charge for the veteran. This organized through local veteran services and compliments of River Hills Properties. All right, Davey, we're going to do our free money question of the day. What number do you want to go with?
Caller 2.
2. I don't know how you came up with that number. Second caller through the lines right now. Quick break. We'll do it next. It's a $200 jackpot this morning from Hobica, Angry Hobica, and WIBX. Second caller right now at WIBX.
Angie's List is now Angie, and we've heard a lot of theories about why.
I thought it was an eco move. Fewer words, less paper.
No, it was so you could say it faster.
No, it's to be more iconic.
Must be a tech thing. But those aren't quite right. It's because now you can compare upfront prices, book a service instantly, and even get your project handled from start to finish.
Sounds easy.
It is, and it makes us so much more than just a list. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
When we get together with others, we can do more. On September 20th, nonprofit organizations will come together to ask for your support through Mohawk Valley Gives, the community's 24-hour giving day. But don't wait. Give now or anytime this month. Either way, every dollar counts. And you'll show everybody that Mohawk Valley Gives. Powered by the Community Foundation, MV Gives is proudly sponsored by Staffworks and M&T Bank and brought to you by Town Square Media.
At Mike Carl's, we've cleaned out our warehouses to make room for new arrivals. You save big. 50% off high-end mattresses, plus same-day delivery. Mike Carl's in the backside of the New Hartford Shopping Center.
If you're trading the stock market without the right tools and strategies, it's easy to stumble into costly pitfalls. However, the dual-patented artificial intelligence from Vantage Point has revolutionized the way investors approach their trading decisions for over 30 years. Text the word money to 813-813 to see Vantage Point for yourself before you make your next trade. Vantage Point's AI employs advanced deep learning to analyze billions of data points daily and identify hidden patterns that human traders might overlook. Text MONEY to 813-813 right now to attend a free class and find out why traders around the world choose Vantage Point. Text money to 813-813 now. Trading involves financial risk and is not suitable for all investors. Past results do not guarantee future performance. By texting, you agree to the terms available at VantagePointSoftware.com and consent to receive calls and texts using automated technology about offers or info by or on behalf of Vantage Point. Your consent is not a condition to purchase and can be revoked at any time. Message and data rates may apply. Text the word money to 813-813.
Are you looking for a way to make a meaningful impact in your community? Hospice and Palliative Care invites you to be a part of something truly special. Meet Jasper, our beloved resident dog at the Siegenthaler Center in New Hartford. Jasper is more than just a dog. He's a source of comfort and joy for our patients and their families. We're seeking volunteers like you in helping to take Jasper for a leisurely stroll on our beautiful campus. Just 15 minutes to a half hour of your time, one or more times a week, can make a world of difference. Imagine the smiles and the companionship you can provide by simply taking a walk with Jasper. It's a small gesture that brings immense comfort. Ready to be a part of this heartwarming experience? Call us at 315-735-6484 and ask for our volunteer department. Join us at Hospice and Palliative Care and make a positive impact one step at a time. Call 315-735-6484 and be the reason for a smile today. Hospice and Palliative Care, caring for our community one walk at a time.
For over 30 years, the Good News Center has been committed to building relationships, better relationships for marriage, better family relationships, a better relationship with God, and a better relationship with yourself. This is Deacon Dan Hurley, the Executive Director at the Good News Center. The free programs we offer are designed to support you and your needs. If you find yourself struggling with the passing of a loved one, Grief Survivors is here to help guide you through this difficult time. The program is mentored by your peers who understand what you're feeling and will give you the tools necessary to move through the grieving process. The Grief Survivors group has helped many during this sorrowful time. We have other programs such as Caregivers, a program to support you if you have a loved one who needs extra care. Perhaps you have a family member addicted to drugs or alcohol. Our Parents of Addicted Loved Ones is here to help. If you find yourself struggling in one of the life situations our programs cover, please do not hesitate to call us. These programs are free, confidential, open to all, and for more information, visit us at thegoodnewscenter.org. The Good News Center, building relationships for over 30 years.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
And the official coffee of the Keeler in the Morning radio program is Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. And, of course, that drive-through lightning fast. The pumpkin lattes are back. The apple cider donuts, which are so good, you can enjoy a Daylight Donuts. And on Monday from 7:30 in the morning till 9, check this out, free coffee, cocoa, and tea at Daylight Donuts on Genesee Street in New Hartford, courtesy of the Grand Rehabilitation and Nursing. Free medium coffee, hot cocoa, or tea inside or in the drive-thru at Daylight Donuts Monday from 7:30 a.m. until 9 a.m. this Monday. Pretty cool. Gotta love free. Okay, Tim is in New York Mills. Hello, Tim. Good morning.
Morning, Bill.
You ready to go?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. Here we are. This is your chance at $200. And you'll have 7 seconds. You know the rule. One answer. You pick your answer. Make it your final answer. Don't anger Hobica. Okay, here we go. Here's your question. Wilson, the legendary football maker, is a company based in this state. Ready, go.
Illinois.
Is it Illinois? Wow.
Winning.
It is Chicago, Illinois. And the money just keeps flowing out. Tim, that was a great guess. Or maybe you knew it. Formerly the Chicago Sporting Goods Company and on the final day of September, we go out in style with a $200 win. Tim, congratulations.
Oh, thank you, Bill.
Is that something you knew? I can't imagine you guessed that.
I seen it on Pawn Stars about a year ago.
Okay. It is a legendary Chicago-based company that, by the way, very interesting, used to be Pike has got to be loving this. That makes for $900 we're flowing in cash. By the way, it used to be a meat packing company, and then in 1930 they decided to start making sporting goods for the Chicago Cubs, and they became Wilson, and you see it on every football, I believe. Okay, Tim, stand by. Davey is going to hook you up and take care of you, and you walk away with $200. Congratulations.
All right, thank you, Bill. Beautiful show.
Love it. Beautiful win, Tim.
Yes.
Really nice job. Davey, we'll break and come right back. Stand by. Another winner. I can hear Hobica from here. It's 7:44 at WIBX.
Tomorrow, for one day only, at the Rome Capitol Theater.
From Walt Disney Pictures, he's back in theaters.
Pinocchio!
In the most fun-filled adventure of the year.
I can hardly wait.
Don't miss Walt Disney's classic, Pinocchio, rated G.
Pinocchio at the Rome Capitol Theater. Tomorrow at a 2:30 matinee and an evening screening at 7. For tickets and more information, visit RomeCapitol.com.
It's obvious. The unthinkable is going to happen soon. With all the distractions in the media, we probably won't see it coming. Your gut tells you there's something very wrong going on, and all the evidence suggests that there is. Those in charge say everything's fine. Stop noticing. But you know better. American families are preparing. Folks are getting into self-reliance and investing in emergency food storage. My Patriot Supply, the nation's largest emergency preparedness company, is the place you can trust. Go to mypatriotsupply.com and secure their best-selling 3-month emergency food kits. Each contains tasty breakfasts, lunches, and dinners, averaging over 2,000 calories per day. Get at least one food kit for each family member. For a limited time, save 25%, plus get free shipping on all their 3-month emergency food kits. Go to mypatriotsupply.com today. Order by 3 p.m. and your items shipped the same day. It's time to prepare for what's coming. mypatriotsupply.com.
And paid for by Linear Marketing Group. Are you drowning in debt? Are you struggling to make minimum payments? Did you know that on average, a household with at least one credit card struggles with over $17,000 in credit card debt? If this sounds like you, know that it's not your fault. Credit card debt happens to good people. Credit card companies lure you in with low introductory rates and low minimum payments. Before you know it, you're in over your head. We've helped thousands of good people just like you become debt-free with our Debt Reset program that will dramatically reduce your debt down to a fraction of what you owe. Our Debt Reset program is customized to get you debt-free in as little as 24 to 48 months with one low monthly payment. If you owe over $10,000 in credit card debt or even personal loans, call 800-587-7251 now. There are no upfront fees or out-of-pocket expenses. You don't pay a dime until we succeed. Call now to see how the Debt Reset program can work for you. 800-587-7251. That's 800-587-7251. Again, 800-587-7251.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, Bob Cardillo is a candidate for mayor in the city of Utica, and we now have 4 candidates. There's actually a write-in candidate, and Bob in studio right now. Good morning. First of all, talk, if you would, about an accident last night right over near where you live on Culver Ave.
It was horrible. About, I don't know, it had to be a little after midnight. I had just gone to bed. I put my head on the pillow, and I hear this crash. So I went outside, and I see ambulances and fire trucks. There was, I guess, a head-on collision where the Willows, right across from the Willows.
Okay, yeah.
On Culver Avenue. It was terrible.
We're checking into that right now, and that happened right around midnight last night?
Around midnight, yeah. Maybe a little bit after.
Wow. Bob is the conservative candidate for mayor. Normally, Bob, you have stuff you want to talk about. Mm-hmm. I begin talking about the stuff that maybe has been said.
Sure.
But today I'm going to reverse it for you. I'm going to let you talk about what you want to talk about, and then I'll bring up the stuff that I want your reaction to. That
no problem.
That your ears might have been ringing. So let's start with. I saw in the Sentinel you had a plan that you put out.
Yes.
And it's a plan to combat crime.
Yes.
What is that plan? What do you think?
Well, first of all, the number one issue facing this community right now is crime. I mean, it's and we need to talk about it. We need to be proactive. I have an 8-point plan that will create new precincts in the 5 areas of the city, meaning Cornhill, North Utica, South Utica, East Utica, and West Utica. I think in order to have our neighborhoods safe, we need to have boots on the ground in those areas. I also am kind of modeling this after something that I was familiar with in Albany. Mayor Jerry Jennings many years ago had some real significant problems in the Arbor Hill area, and this is what he did. He created a precinct in Arbor Hill.
Would there be a when you say precinct, there would be a building?
Right. What I'm proposing
new stations.
Well, what I'm proposing is that the city has properties. We can take some of those properties, renovate them, and make them into I call it community neighborhood policing, and we also, if need be, we could put trailers on a vacant lot if the case might be. But I also want to have coordination between the police department, the fire department, and codes enforcement so that people feel comfortable going to this community area as opposed to having to go downtown and go to the police department. Also, I've talked about having to have a public safety commissioner. People will ask the question about how are we going to fund all of this. That's what I do. That's what I know how to do. If elected, God willing, the day after the election, I will leave and go to Washington and Albany to secure the funding. There could be funding through the Department of Justice. There could be funding through first responders. So we're going to have a real police presence, a real community presence, so that people can feel comfortable. The other thing is I want to include this with our schools, because I think one of the problems, obviously, that we're having as a result of the shooting at Proctor, which, again, I maintain it's not just in schools. It's everywhere. To have a police presence that's near the schools so that our kids can feel comfortable working with the CTE program at Proctor, having our young people be in programs that are dealing with police, first responders, and security.
Point number 2 is public safety commissioner.
Public safety commissioner.
So you would
absolutely have a public safety commissioner
since day one.
And I think I'd like to tap from the FBI, from Secret Service, Treasury Department, first responders, even private security, people that have worked for big companies, private security companies. I think we can do this by tapping through some retired executives. I'm sure there's plenty of people that don't want to necessarily retire, but they want to continue to work. So I think we can use that.
Point 3, police officers on the streets. You want people to see.
I want people to see the police officers, some of which we can have that are not, they're more subtle uniform, blazer kind of thing, and so that they feel comfortable talking to the police, including our young people.
Number 4, neighborhoods need to look presentable.
Yes.
And I think we're on the road, but there are areas that are going in the wrong direction.
Terrible.
Utica is a great example.
West Utica looks horrible, and I think that's where I want to have the combination with having the fire department, having a fire department presence and the codes department presence, and working with our neighborhood organizations.
And that's your 5th point. Utica police, fire departments, and codes working together.
All working together.
Okay.
Right.
Funding is number 6.
Yes, which I've addressed.
Number 7, your public safety team will participate in all neighborhood watch meetings.
Right. When we have these neighborhood meetings, I will go to these meetings myself, and I want to have my folks come with me.
8th point is
the 8th point, which I don't.
I'm testing your memory now.
Testing my memory.
Youth.
Right. Oh, and I mentioned that already.
Having
our youth involved and participate.
So, and you feel this will make a change, will make a difference?
Absolutely.
And this is not being done. These things are not being done.
No, these are not being done right now. This is, and I am the only candidate who's actually proposed a way. Everybody says, "What's your solution?" well, here's my recommendation, and here's what I believe is a good solution.
Now, I will say your opponent, Mike Galimi, did say that he has been endorsed by police and fire, New York State Police. He listed a whole bunch of endorsements, and I think took offense to you stepping up and taking this lead, or maybe implying that you're still screening in front of some of these agencies. Do you want to respond to that? And that's the accusation that he made.
I don't understand what he's talking about taking the lead. I've got a proposal, and I put forth which nobody else has done. And in terms of the endorsements, I was never offered the opportunity to screen. Never offered.
Okay.
Asked and was not offered. Nor, I believe, was Celeste.
Okay. And it got into the finances, and this whole thing with Celeste and paying the taxes late. Mr. Galimi made some pretty tough accusations about both of you and your finances and your financial history, talking about the loan that went unpaid, talking about bankruptcies. How do you respond to him on that?
First of all, I think we have a lot of issues in this campaign that we need to discuss. I think that's important. Yeah. I've done that right now with my plan for police. I haven't seen anybody else's plan. I don't think they have one. Having said that, let's talk about personal issues. Many people in this community live below the poverty level. Many people in this community have difficulties. I've had difficulties in my life. They were very difficult things for me to go through.
Yeah.
I think what the question is what do you do after those things occur? Are you a good citizen? Have you gotten yourself back on your feet and continued? Which is what I've done.
Yeah.
I think it was a very difficult time in my life. I'm not the only person who's gone through it. I'm glad that Mr. Galimi's never had to go through anything like that, but I'm not the first. I'm not going to be the last, and I have empathy for people who have had the difficulty in their lives. And I just think it's important. As a mayor, I think you need to be less, how should I say this, less critical and a little bit more empathetic about what other people might be going through. I went through it, so I can understand it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the only way I'm going to respond to that. I don't want to get into a tit for tat over, whose credit score is better. And
well, I was going to mention that he did give his credit score.
I actually, I don't know if Jeff told you.
Yeah.
That I took a screen of my credit score, and I sent it to him with a couple.
He did not tell me that.
Couple emoji laughs.
Yeah.
Like my credit score is 811 or something.
Okay.
So. And I don't think it matters. And I listen to you. It's true. If you look at your credit score, there's no rhyme or reason for why it goes up or down.
Well, I don't know. I swear to God, if you if somebody inquires, right?
Mm-hmm.
If there was an inquiry about
it goes down. Right.
It goes down immediately. Right. And if you get to the point where you maybe have a credit card that you use to spend and you just keep paying it off, and if it goes up near that max, they ding you again.
They ding you.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, but you'll go nuts if you watch your credit score every day because
you should look at it. I mean, I think it's important because then you can find out if somebody's screwing around with your credit. But
so I will say it is the first time ever in a political campaign where I feel that we've been talking about credit score. I've never ever seen that in another campaign.
And the other thing is,
Trump might have boasted about his being,
I'm sure he probably did at one
being in the
point.
millions.
Yeah.
I'm the only person in the world that has a 1 million credit score.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I've never heard of it before.
No, I never have either.
Yeah,
I never have either. So
all right, and obviously the Lulapola thing. What do you say? How do you respond?
Look.
I mean, didn't we all kind of know there's a fundraiser, but there seems to be no fund?
Well, yeah. I mean, it was funny because I asked Louis, I participated in it. Yep. I wrote a check to the Andrea Lapola Scholarship Foundation. Right. So, I mean, that's clearly what I thought it was for. I think Louis made a mistake. And unfortunately, in life, you have to pay for your mistakes.
Do you believe the charges?
Oh, well, yeah, I believe him. Yeah, I believe that something went wrong with the way the money was spent.
There was never a 501c3. There was never anything registered. That was
I
the big
thought,
red flag
quite
in the beginning.
frankly, I had asked him, and I thought he said he had it set up, that he had a not a foundation, but
Right.
that he had worked with an accountant or an attorney. There was a separate bank account and all of that. So
and their charge is that tens of thousands of dollars, looks like close to $40,000, I think is what.
I think it's like 38.
Yeah, 38. They say almost all of it went to him, is what they say.
From what I understand.
Yeah.
And obviously, I can't comment on that.
And they say more is coming. This is what we keep hearing, that more is coming. Are you hearing the same thing?
I hear it.
Okay.
I hear it.
Well, we'll see where that goes. They seem to like Fridays, so today being Friday.
Yeah, they do.
We'll see.
They do.
Okay, Bob, anything else you want to hit?
Whatever you want to ask me, I'll stay for a little bit.
You can hang. I might be able to get you in just a little bit after the news if you want to hang for a second.
I'd like to.
It's 7:59. Hold tight. We're coming right back. News straight ahead on WIBX.
Cliff's Local Market is now hiring.
As a locally owned growing family business, there's a lot of opportunity for me to progress in my career here. And it feels like I'm a part of a big family.
I'm so glad I joined the Cliffs team. The benefits are great too. I can even get dental and vision as a part-time employee. But I really like the employee meal discount.
Seeing one of my local customers each day and being able to put a smile on their face is what I most enjoy about working at Cliffs.
Come join our team.
Apply at cliffslocalmarket.com/careers.
Stop into Mattress Express in New Hartford on Commercial Drive next to Pet Supplies. Plus, simply do a comfort test on our mattresses and get a $25 prepaid Visa card. Names like the Number Bed by Instant Comfort.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX 950 Utica Rome, W295DI Utica Rome, your news, talk, and sports leader, a Town Square media station.
More auto workers may walk off the job this afternoon. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
I went 11 years without a significant pay increase as the price of everything went up.
Doc Killian's a Ford worker in Michigan who went on strike 2 weeks ago when the first 3 plants were shut down. The union's leader may be about to expand that again.
UAW President Shawn Fain expected to announce the plans today after expanding the strike to 38 parts distribution facilities last week. These contracts with the GM, Stellantis, and Ford, they did expire on September 14th.
Fox Business Network Cheryl Casoni, Congress has 40 hours left to work out some government funding. House Republican Michael McCall tells Fox they may consider a short-term budget.
And then we would have to get this through the Senate by Saturday, or the government does shut down.
Some conservatives oppose temporary funding, instead calling for a full budget and 12 bills with spending cuts the Senate opposes. Democratic Congressman Dean Phillip tells Fox if there's a shutdown, it hurts
hundreds of thousands of women and children who rely on support for food, our military not being paid.
There's news after the first House Republican hearing in their impeachment inquiry. Democrats call illegitimate.
The Oversight Committee is producing now an email from an email to an IRS official after the IRS was approached for comment about the Hunter Biden tax affairs case by CNN. Quote, producer has an email from Hunter saying he expected all of this, quote, stuff to go away when his dad becomes president. They have now subpoenaed Hunter and James Biden's personal bank records. So far, many accusations, but no proof President Biden ever personally profited from the family's business dealings, and none of the witnesses Republicans called have firsthand knowledge of the Biden family's dealings.
That's Fox's Peter Ducey at the White House in Tempe, Arizona. The president hit back at who he calls MAGA Republicans.
An extremist movement does not share the basic beliefs in our democracy.
America's listening to Fox News.
Hi, this is Scott Trout of Cordell & Cordell. There are a lot of great dads out there. Sometimes those dads get divorced. For more than 30 years, we have represented men in divorce, confronting the pitfalls that could devastate your finances or harm your family relationships. While every situation is different, our goal is to get the best outcome for you and your kids. Visit CordellCordell.com to take the first step.
518-554-0000. 100 Great Oaks Boulevard, Suite 110, Albany, New York, 12203. Online at CordellCordell.com.
Major phone carriers make you sign contracts with rigid data plans to trap you into a kind of forced phonogamy. Sounds pretty insecure if you ask me. At Consumer Cellular, we believe in a more consensual and healthy form of phonogamy, free of contracts and more flexible to your data needs. This way, you stick around not because we force you to with contracts and fees, but because you love our phone plans. Like ardently love our phone plans. Phonogamously. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
There have been 2 bombings in Pakistan on a holiday marking the Islam prophet Muhammad's birthday. At least 5 people killed in the second blast outside a mosque, where dozens of other people are reportedly trapped in rubble. The first explosion, perhaps a suicide bombing, killed at least 52 people and injured others. Now, in Peru, there's a man under arrest linked to more than 100 bomb threats in the U.S.
Eddie Manuel Nunez Santos is accused of making 150 bomb threats in all, some directed at Jewish institutions during the Rosh Hashanah holiday. The threats were directed at supposed targets in New York City, as well as in Alaska, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, and Arizona. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York says all of the threats proved to be hoaxes, with 33-year-old Nunez Santos in some cases demanding minors send him sexually explicit photos or he would set off bombs. Nunez Santos is facing 2 felony charges of making threatening interstate communications and perpetrating a hoax. He's also facing counts of attempted sexual exploitation of a child and attempted receipt of child pornography. In New York, Matt Napolitano, Fox News.
Another fentanyl bust in New York City, blocks away from where a 1-year-old died of an overdose in a daycare where the drug was found. In the new bust,
the DEA seizing $1.5 million worth of the deadly drug, weighing about 40 pounds. DEA Special Agent in charge in New York, Frank Tarantino, says it's a pervasive problem.
Fentanyl is everywhere and everything.
Charged is 42-year-old Juan Gabriel Herrera Vargas, who, agents say, had been using the city's subway system to transport the fentanyl. In New York, Gary Baumgarten, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stocks could rise like yesterday. Dow futures are up more than 100 points. In the NFL, they kicked off Week 4 of the season last night. The Detroit Lions beat the Green Bay Packers 34-20. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
I'm Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint in the WIBX Weather Center. Today, mostly cloudy, chance of showers. Most numerous showers to the east and southeast. Drying out late with gradual clearing by sunset. A high of 68. Tonight, moonlit sky near 50. And Saturday, mostly sunny, milder, near 75. For more on your local forecast, tune to Eyewitness News at 6 on WUTR. I'm meteorologist Craig Flint on WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
All right, currently it is 58 degrees. And I just want to tell you, Sunday, by the way, sunshine, sun and clouds, high 75, 76 on Monday, 80 Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Wow, that's fantastic.
For next week.
It's Indian
And
summer.
Lots of sunshine. Can you say that anymore? I don't know.
I don't know.
You never know. You never know. And by the way, the cash codes, you can win, they say win Keeler's cash. I don't know. I've been giving away Hibikers left and right. So
I'm happy for Joe.
The cash code
Hi, Joe.
for today, this is a chance to win $100. Today, all you have to do is enter the cash code. You'll qualify to win $30,000. The cash code is 839. 839. Go to the website and look for the cash code, hit it, and enter 839 to qualify to win. In studio, we'll take a couple more minutes with Bob Cardillo. Running as the conservative for mayor in Utica, and some of the issues out there. I mean, we're getting close. There hasn't been a real debate, although we'll do something here in studio that is a bit more informal. But if you had to hammer your opponents, what's bothering you about this campaign right now?
Well, I think the biggest thing that I look at is between. Well, I guess there's now 4 or 5 candidates, but between all of us, I'm ready to go on day one. I've managed, I've done this in my capacity with the federal government, with the state government. I think it's wonderful to be on the council, and I think that it's a good experience, but it's not experience in running the government.
Right.
And I think the biggest distinction between my primary opponents and myself is that I've managed, I continue to do that, not only with economic development, but the positions that I had with the federal government. I managed a lot of people. And I don't see where my opponents have that kind of experience. On day one, I can step into the seat and do the job. The other thing is I'm talking about solutions. As we just talked about my public safety solution. And I think that's what's important. We need to be talking about solutions, not talking about credit scores and people's didn't pay a bill on time. Let me find anybody who hasn't had a problem in their life, and you need to have empathy, and I think that was what I was trying to make the point.
And we heard this week the full-time mayor situation. You still stand by that? Obviously.
Yeah, if they compare this to David Ruffaro and Tim Julian. David owned his own business, okay? Tim owned his own business. Mr. Galimi works for another company, Keysight, of which I happen to be a shareholder. Okay. I own stock in Keysight.
Yeah.
And they pay him. So he's not, it's not like I can say, oh, somebody else is at the funeral home and they can take care of that. Or somebody else is looking at my properties, they can take care of that. This is somebody that's giving you a paycheck that you're going to be responsible to. You're not responsible to yourself as an owner. You're responsible to a corporation, a big corporation by that. So I think it's important to be able to know that the person you're going to elect is going to be there on a full-time basis and not going to have any other distraction. I think it's more the distraction issue than anything else. Either you're committed to it or you're not.
All right. Bob, we appreciate the time. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll do it again.
Appreciate it.
Davey, we'll break. It's 8:09 at WIBX.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-345-2789. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Providers help thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-345-2789. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-345-2789. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds, too. Call 800-345-2789. 800-345-2789.
A lot of Kanoe's energy started to bounce back.
She has a lot of puppy moments, and she'll be 14 this summer.
What did these dog parents do for their dogs? They switched to Nature's Blend, a premium freeze-dried raw dog food made by Dr. Marty Goldstein, a veterinarian Forbes magazine called the Miracle Worker. It's the easiest way to support your dog's easy digestion, nourished skin, playful energy, and most importantly, their healthy, full life.
I'm so confident your dog will love it. Your order is backed with a 90-day guarantee.
Save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free full-size bag of Tilly's Treasures dog treats. They're best-selling beef liver dog treats while supplies last. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or shop in over 2,000 stores nationwide. Use the store locator to find the store closest to you. All pets are unique. Your pet's results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply. Studies available upon request.
GMC continues its commitment to professional-grade engineering in Sierra. GMC, we are professional grade. GMC well-qualified buyers step up to GMC with 0.9% APR for 36 months on 2023 Sierra light-duty models. Visit Matt Naimi GMC right on New York 12 in Boonville or online at mattnaimigmc.com. Driving forward together. Monthly payment is $28.16 for every $1,000 you finance. Average example down payment, 16.9%. Some customers will not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 10/2/2023.
Hustle up, we've got 8 more floors to go before lunch.
Sarusha's window washing business is reaching new heights.
Wipe, and let's roll.
They need more certified cleaners to keep online reviews crystal clear.
Team, I know we're hustling, but watch for streaks. Candace, can you give me a hand over here?
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates, and you can schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from the Indeed dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Tomorrow, for one day only, at the Rome Capitol Theater.
From Walt Disney Pictures, he's back in theaters.
Pinocchio!
In the most fun-filled adventure of the year.
I can hardly wait.
Don't miss Walt Disney's classic, Pinocchio, rated G.
Pinocchio at the Rome Capitol Theater. Tomorrow at a 2:30 matinee and an evening screening at 7. For tickets and more information, visit RomeCapital.com.
Hi, this is Bill Cole from Gates Cole Insurance with exciting news. We are expanding with a couple of new offices in our area. One new location is North Country Estates Insurance in Lowville. They are another independent insurance agency that takes pride in making customers happy and fits our culture at Gates Cole perfectly. Here is William Schaub from the newest Gates Cole agency, North Country Estates Insurance in Lowville.
Working with us as an independent agent with this many companies, we will often call our clients and say, we're going to reduce your premium if you like. We have the companies that do well in New York and specifically this area. The coverages that we provide are commercial and personal insurance. That's the home, the auto, ATV, motorcycle. There's nothing more fun than taking care of a customer and being able to tell them that we're able to save them some money.
Proudly representing Finger Lakes Fire and Casualty Company of Trumansburg, New York. Gates Cole Insurance. We'll take care of you.
Who doesn't love a great deal? We all do, and that's why Bremer's Wine and Liquor has carefully selected 8 very special wines and priced them under $8. Sure, we already offer hundreds of wines for less than $8, but these 8 wines are truly remarkable, handpicked by our experts. You'll be amazed by the quality you're getting for such a low price, including award winners like Wine Spectator Best Values and wines rated 90 points or higher by Wine Enthusiast. Reds, whites, rosés, whatever you're into, you'll find it. And we're constantly updating our 8 under 8 selection to help you discover more new wines for less money. All of our 8 under 8 are wines you'll love and want to share with friends. They're all hand-selected, deeply discounted, and they drink like you paid a lot more. Hey, you've got good taste, and so do we, for under $8. Adventure into great new wines with our 8 wines under $8 at Bremer's Wine and Liquor on Commercial Drive in New Hartford.
We are proud to serve our country, to serve our local communities, to wear the uniform, to be a soldier, to serve abroad when and where duty calls. We are ready to stand with our brothers and sisters to defend, to serve, to fight. We're always ready, we're always there. We are the New York Army National Guard.
Sponsored by the New York Army National Guard.
I'm Scott, the owner of Solid Fire Pits. When I began welding my custom-made fire pits for friends and family, I shared them on TikTok because I was just so proud of them. Check it out. That's beautiful. I posted every new fire pit design and more people kept ordering, from 26 states and counting. Then on my birthday, I had my best sales ever. Now how can the universe beat that?
Solid Fire Pits is just one of the 5 million U.S. businesses that rely on TikTok every day. TikTok sparks business.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, good morning. It's 8:16 and heading into a beautiful, beautiful weekend where temperatures are going to feel probably a little nicer than they felt in the month of August, believe it or not. We are dealing with World Heart Day, which is today. And in studio, we have from the Masonic Medical Research Institute, Maria Contreras. Good morning.
Good morning.
And also Millie Acanero.
Good morning.
Did I get both? I got you guys both in there.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, first of all, World Heart Day.
Yeah, so World Heart Day was started in 1999 by the World Health Organization to promote the cardiovascular awareness and the health of cardiovascular health.
And we're celebrating locally.
We are, because we're doing amazing things at the Masonic Medical Research Institute with regards to cardiovascular research to try to prevent things like heart attack, stroke, any kind of complications associated with diabetes, heart disease, and also high blood pressure.
You must love the keto diet.
I think it's a great diet.
You do?
It's hard to sustain.
It is. It's killing me. No, I mean, hopefully it's not, but
it's generally
it is
very good for your body because
Yeah.
it'll allow you to move from sort of the normal processing of sugar into more fat burning stages of your body.
Clearly you can tell I haven't moved into that stage yet.
I think it's difficult for all of us. It's hard to transition
is.
in. Once you're in, you're good.
Once you're in, you're good. The other part of the diet is, because I have heard it's actually really good for your heart. But once the one problem with the diet is the minute you begin reintroducing carbs to your system, you put on weight very, very quickly.
You do. So it has to be a lifetime change.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the World Heart Day is telling us today. It's just a recognition of a lifestyle changes that will help us stay healthy for a longer period of time. We want to add things like exercise. You don't want to totally cut out carbohydrates. You want to eat fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
That those can be carbohydrate rich as
Yeah,
well. But
yeah.
you want to have everything in moderation. And that's the key. And less processed foods, because the keto diet is only good if you're careful with what kind of food you eat as part of that diet. So everyone loves bacon, but it's not the best thing for your heart in general, just because of the high processing of that kind of meat.
It is funny that we are built to enjoy things that are not good for us. I don't understand why that is, but someone was really cruel when they created us.
Well, it's true. Sugar
Yeah.
is addictive, and
Yeah.
that is, I think, the cruelest thing. So many of you will recognize that if you have a bagel in the morning or a donut in the morning, you tend to get really hungry about half an hour later. It's because your body has these cravings. It's an addiction.
Yeah.
So if you cut it out, you learn to actually not crave those things, and your body will actually thank you for it.
So tell me, Masonic is growing. Everything I hear, it's growing, and it's one of those, I don't want to say best-kept secrets, but it really is, because I don't think we all know how much is really going on over there. And I'll let you both talk about that.
Yeah, so, I mean, the Masonic Medical Research Institute is bringing in world-class researchers from, and when I say all over the world, not just in the United States, but all over the world. We have people coming in from China. We have people coming from Australia, Scotland. It's really an impressive organization, and we're studying some of the most devastating illnesses that are out there. And I'll let Dr. Contreras take over on talking about some of the research that we're doing, because it's really, really impressive.
Well, thank you, Millie. Millie is one of our newest additions. She's been a wonderful asset to the Masonic Medical Research Institute, so we're excited to have her on board. But we are doing a lot of exciting research. We're starting from anywhere from pediatrics, so children's genetic disorders, where 1 in 100 children are born with genetic diseases of the heart. We're studying everything from COVID, long COVID, and the effects of that on cardiovascular health, heart failure after a stroke or a heart attack, and we're looking for ways to try to prevent and reverse some of those effects. It's very important to recognize that about 80% of cardiovascular disease is actually preventable.
Yeah.
And again, this is sort of the message that we want to resonate today, that these are little things that you can do every day to protect your heart, protect how you eat, protect how you exercise, and you will have a better and longer life.
I would ask you, as a scientist, how encouraged are you about the future and where we are going?
With health, I think we're making great strides.
Yeah, don't consider the future of politics. Right? This is strictly health. This is and heart, and the research that you guys are actually accomplishing.
Well, there are great things coming. We're obviously making big changes, and we're hoping that we're advancing the field in big ways. Our technologies that we've brought to the table are making big differences in the way that we think about healthcare for patients, and we're moving into a way that we can try to correct things for people. And one thing that I did want to add is that despite all of our efforts with the pacemaker, the defibrillators, etc., cardiovascular disease is still the #1 killer in the United States and across the world. And the next pandemic is actually what you just hit on in the beginning. It's a diabetes-associated cardiovascular disease. So we can prevent it, and if we work together, we can actually make a bigger difference.
And so what do you want people, Millie, to take away today from World Heart Day? Obviously, just take a moment to really stop and think and maybe reflect on how you're eating, how you're exercising.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And just to recognize the importance of, taking care of yourself, taking care of your heart, and also that, again, we're doing some of the most advanced research there is on cardiovascular illnesses and disease. And so if you're looking for a place to support when it comes to cardiovascular disease, or you have a personal connection, we encourage you to check out our website at mmri.edu and take a tour of our lab, which we are always offering.
Dr. Contaridis, some of the things that people might not know about that you have accomplished there at Masonic that you would like to share that you're most proud of?
I think I'm most proud of the world-class team that we've built. As Millie mentioned, we brought in people from across the world, but I've basically created a microcosm right here in Utica of the best scientists across the nation. We have national and international recognition for the work that we do here, and I hope that in our community, people will take advantage of coming to take a look, to see what we do, and support the efforts that we're really making here.
Now, you've been here for 3 years?
5 years.
5 years.
Yep.
So how do you handle we tend to be hardest on ourselves. There's no way they have world-renowned scientists over there at Masonic. That just can't be true. That seems to be the attitude in what you run into here. I'm afraid.
So when I first got here, there was a lot of, that's not the way we've always done it.
Right.
So I've banned that phrase at the Masonic Medical Research Institute. And we have actually made big changes, made big strides, and we have national recognition across the scientific community. Locally, I know we were a hidden gem. I just want to keep the word gem and take away the word hidden.
Yeah. How much did COVID help or hurt us in the medical world and in the scientific world for medicine?
I actually think it helped us quite a bit because
that vaccine seemed to come together so quickly. That was amazing.
It was amazing, but the reality is, even though the vaccine was quick, the research behind that technology had been happening for over a decade. In fact, one of our colleagues at the MMRI has been working on that kind of technology of nanoparticle delivery for that time period. So it wasn't a surprise.
Yeah.
I think the recognition that the community got for the work that we were able to do as scientists and as clinicians, I think has helped us propel moving in the next stages and the next step.
As a cancer survivor, I have to say that there's a belief that this technology, this science, this knowledge that we have is propelled us tremendously when it comes to coming up with some sort of a vaccine for cancer or a treatment or a cure of some sort.
We're definitely making advances. We're identifying the genes that cause various types of cancers. We do have the technology to correct those things now. We run into a few ethical dilemmas about how much we can do genetically, but I think we're moving in that direction without a doubt.
Yeah.
And if you think about, take a step back and think about what science has done. Just 50 years ago, the average lifespan was about 20 or 30 years less than it is today.
Yeah, it's incredible.
So that just tells you the advances that we've made. And cancer, if caught early, is for the most part preventable.
One more question I'll ask you, and this is just basic. You don't have to be a scientist. How bad is procrastination? It's something that we preach for our organization called Real Men Get Tested, which we feel that men are stubborn and ridiculous and avoid being tested. And oftentimes, so many times, if they just could have caught something early enough, it's treatable. Procrastination is a real problem.
Listen to your body.
Yeah.
That's the biggest advice that I can give. Be proactive. And this is not just for men, but for women as well. Be proactive and make sure you go to your annual checkups, stay at a healthy weight, exercise as much as you can, and eat well. I think that's the key
Yeah.
to success. Stay low on stress. I know that's a really hard thing to tell people, but stress is the root of a lot of evil. And if you can moderate how much stress you have in your day-to-day activities, you'll live longer too.
Dr. Contaridis, thank you. And Millie, if you would, if someone really wanted to say, I've listened to this, it's impressive, I'd like to take a tour, how do they go about it?
Absolutely. Well, you can contact me. My email address is moccchionero, I know that's a handful, at mmri.edu, or you can simply just visit our website. There's contact information right there. You could also make a donation there if you'd like, and also book a tour to come check us out. We'd love to have you.
All right. Thank you, guys. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Enjoy this beautiful weather. That helps the health when you get nice weather. We don't see it often, but take advantage of it this weekend. So thank you. Davey, we'll break and come back. It's 8:28 WIBX.
Stop into Mattress Express in Oneida in the Glenwood Plaza by the movie theater. Simply complete a comfort test and get a $25 prepaid Visa card. Names like the Number Bed, Purple, Puffy, Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, and more. Hurry, this is a limited time offer.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE, Dinovite.
It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard.
Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun.
Fun isn't hard.
Right. Babbel's interactive lessons, podcasts, games, and more make it fun and engaging, so you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life. You can choose from topics like travel, business, relationships, and more. You'll learn what matters most to you. Plus, Babbel's lessons are designed to get you speaking right away. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations.
Just 3 weeks? Even better.
Since Babbel's lessons are designed by language experts and voiced by real native speakers, you'll get the accents just right and be able to carry on conversations with confidence.
Learning a language with Babbel doesn't take long.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
And now, try Babbel free at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Urgent Camp Lejeune settlement message. On September 6th, the government announced it will soon begin providing fast, guaranteed settlements to Camp Lejeune Marines, families, and civilians. Awards will range between $100,000 and $550,000, with an option for higher amounts. If you or a loved one spent time at Camp Lejeune and suffered cancers of the bladder, liver, or kidneys, leukemia, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, Parkinson's, or kidney issues, you may qualify for compensation and could be paid within 60 days after accepting your settlement, with your VA benefits fully protected. You may be entitled to a significant financial award for your Camp Lejeune claim, but you must act now. Call the James Harris Law Camp Lejeune helpline now to get the compensation you deserve. We're already fighting for thousands harmed by the water at Camp Lejeune. Call now or you may forever lose your right to be awarded a settlement between $100,000 and $550,000. For your free evaluation, call 800-214-8822. That's 800-214-8822. 800-214-8822.
And paid for by Linear Marketing Group. Are you drowning in debt? Are you struggling to make minimum payments? Did you know that on average, a household with at least one credit card struggles with over $17,000 in credit card debt? If this sounds like you, know that it's not your fault. Credit card debt happens to good people. Credit card companies lure you in with low introductory rates and low minimum payments. Before you know it, you're in over your head. We've helped thousands of good people just like you become debt-free with our Debt Reset program that will dramatically reduce your debt down to a fraction of what you owe. Our Debt Reset program is customized to get you debt-free in as little as 24 to 48 months with one low monthly payment. If you owe over $10,000 in credit card debt or even personal loans, call 800-587-7251 now. There are no upfront fees or out-of-pocket expenses. You don't pay a dime until we succeed. Call now to see how the Debt Reset program can work for you. 800-587-7251. That's 800-587-7251. Again, 800-587-7251.
Hi, it's James.
And Megan.
From the all-new Destination Kia of Utica.
Come see why people drive hundreds of miles to buy vehicles from us.
Let's talk selection. We have over 220 new Kias here and coming.
Don't forget the more than 50 certified pre-owned Kias on our lot.
Chances are, we have the Kia for you.
We're a family-owned and operated business.
And that's the way we believe in treating our customers.
And Kia's warranty is second to none.
With a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty.
And 5 years, 60,000-mile basic warranty.
We are so excited to have our grand opening in Utica.
And we look forward to seeing you soon.
Now that's kooky.
So go kooky for Kia at the all-new Destination Kia of Utica. Puppies and babies not included.
Find us online at DestinationKiaOfUtica.com. That's DestinationKiaOfUtica.com. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details.
For over 30 years, the Good News Center has been committed to building relationships, better relationships for marriage, better family relationships, a better relationship with God, and a better relationship with yourself. This is Deacon Dan Hurley, the Executive Director of the Good News Center. The free programs we offer are designed to support you and your needs. If you find yourself struggling or simply want to enrich your relationship, our program, The Third Option, is designed to help. The Third Option is mentored by your peers who have had similar struggles and can provide you with tools to build a stronger and more fulfilling relationship. Other programs, such as Divorced and Separated, are designed to find hope and healing for the hurt that you are experiencing through separation and or divorce. The Grief Survivors Support Group is here to help you through the sorrow of losing a loved one. With all the changes we have faced, perhaps you're struggling in one of these life situations our programs cover. These programs are mentored by your peers, are free, confidential, and open to all. For more information about these programs, visit us at thegoodnewscenter.org. The Good News Center, building relationships for over 30 years.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart. Every year, more than 4 million pets enter shelters here in the United States. My friends at American Humane have been helping animals since 1877. The goal is to ensure that pets have a safe shelter, especially during natural disasters. Adopting a shelter pet allows shelters to help more animals awaiting care. Please consider adopting today and take some time to learn more about American Humane's other work at americanhumane.org.
Investing involves risk, including possible loss of principal. Income may be subject to state, local, or alternative minimum tax. Did you know that municipal bonds are a way for investors to support civil projects while earning federally tax-free income? The Erie Canal, which led to the expansion of the United States into the Midwest in the 1800s, was financed with municipal bonds. Are you looking to bridge the gap between the income of your working years and the income needed in retirement? Municipal bonds might provide the solution you're looking for. Henyon & Walsh is a leading specialist in tax-free municipal bonds and has provided investors with quality service and personal attention since 1990. Call now to receive their informative bond guide absolutely free. Dial 1-800-761-9761 to learn how to earn retirement income while keeping your taxes at bay. Just dial 1-800-761-9761 for a copy of their informative bond guide for free. No cost, no obligation. 1-800-761-9761. Henyon & Walsh Inc., member of FINRA and SIPC.
GMC continues its commitment to professional grade engineering in Sierra. GMC, we are professional grade. GMC well-qualified buyers step up to GMC with 0.9% APR for 36 months on 2023 Sierra light duty models. Visit Matt Naimi GMC right on New York 12 in Boonville or online at mattnaimigmc.com. Driving forward together. Monthly payment is $28.16 for every $1,000 you finance. Average example down payment, 16.9%. Some customers will not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 10/2/2023.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard. Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun.
Fun isn't hard.
Right. Babbel's interactive lessons, podcasts, games, and more make it fun and engaging, so you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life. You can choose from topics like travel, business, relationships, and more. You'll learn what matters most to you. Plus, Babbel's lessons are designed to get you speaking right away. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations.
Just 3 weeks? Even better.
Since Babbel's lessons are designed by language experts and voiced by real native speakers, you'll get the accents just right and be able to carry on conversations with confidence.
Learning a language with Babbel doesn't take long.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
And now, try Babbel free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
You can live out your MasterChef dreams when you find a professional on Angie to tackle your dream kitchen remodel. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, in the studio here. By the way, Manansky's off this morning. He has, whatever is going around, and we don't want that here. County Executive Anthony Pacini, good morning.
Good morning.
And we don't want that around here, do we?
No, we don't.
Are you worried about, because it seems like it's hitting schools pretty much in a tough fashion with a lot of kids getting sick?
I think we talked about this before, but I maybe it was here or where else we were talking about it. I see what's happening this time when flu and COVID came the first time. It was really started with the older generation, older population.
This seems younger.
And then moved down a little bit, but was real slow to get down.
Yeah.
This one seems like it's coming the other way. I'm not sure what's
the doom and gloom forecasters keep saying it's coming. They're going to force another mask mandate. It's coming. Do you see that? I
would probably see that someone would attempt it, whether the governor or whatever. I mean, I think we've talked about it. Completely. I mean, we know so much more today.
Yeah,
and we know, as far as what helps it, what doesn't, and so I will not be putting any of those in. I think that all the things that we know now about COVID are enough in terms of education, in terms of keeping people aware, whether they choose to get a vaccination or not, or not. I think those are the things you just have to.
Even our hospitals are not mandating masks, and I know they are in Syracuse, but here and Bassett both do not require masks right now.
Right, and I think that you'll see that probably stay unless the numbers get crazy in the healthcare facilities. I mean, I think that's the only place you'll see them come to that level.
Yeah. Okay. The other day you were at the event out in Verona with this new Upstate Cancer Center. Who is this? Is this the United Nations facility?
No, it's the Oneida Nation land.
Okay.
The land was land that was acquired by the nation some time ago. You recall that was the old Joel's Steakhouse, that was there, and the nation owns actually those four corners, I believe, in that Verona intersection at 365 and 31. And have worked very closely over the years with various healthcare institutions. They're working with Rome Health on the grounds of Turning Stone, and then they've worked with Upstate on various things. Upstate wanted a location, within the two counties, or three counties really, between Oneida, Madison, and Onondaga. And look, I think anytime we're doing more with healthcare, it's good and it's important. So they just opened up this facility, and it's really remarkable.
They'll also be doing a wellness center, or
they're looking at
it'll be open all weekend long,
right? Which is another thing that we're seeing more need for, because that takes the burden off our hospitals and our emergency rooms.
Kathy is in Rome, has a question for you, Tony. Sure. Kathy, good morning. You're on with the county executive.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I was curious, what is being done with the old Orion bus building? Is that totally empty, or does somebody now own it?
Someone owns it. There's a local company that owns it and has been using it for their, I think, Oriskany Manufacturing is one of them, and they've been using it and for their production and storage. But there's actually three buildings up there on Orion. I don't know if they own all three of them, but I believe they may.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
All right, Kathy. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
And let's see, I wanted to get into Nexus. It is incredible how this facility is being used, and we're just on the cusp of hockey season getting underway. They had an event with men's and women's hockey the other night. Then Wednesday, the Nexus facility was packed with about 1,500 freshmen. What was that event? I know you were a part of that.
Yeah, the event it was ninth graders from across the county, and it was really centered around decision making and really listening to a few national speaker about choices and consequences and decision making and I kind of kicked it off a little bit with ICANN. ICANN is the organization that sponsored it and works very closely with the county, but throughout both counties, Oneida and Herkimer, relative to various aspects of child care and counseling and family nurturing and a variety of services that they provide. And so they sponsored this last year as well. Last year, I believe it was done at SUNY up on the hill. This year we did it at Nexus and the Odd, and I'm trying to think of how many kids there were there, students.
I was hearing like 1,500 kids.
1,500, yeah, I was going to say somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a very exciting day and puts them in an environment that is a little more comfortable for them.
Yeah. And the facility is just awesome.
It is,
Yeah.
and I joked that when I talked to him, who knows, maybe a hockey game will break out at some point.
That's right.
Whatever. So.
And then the thing that a lot of people are worried about is at some point these people in New York City, these migrants, will be shipped up. Now we're talking about to make room for the migrants, we're going to send up the homeless. What is going on here?
Yeah, let's make I know it's a little. It can be a little confusing, but it's really and you can call it a bait and switch, or you can call it a just a shift. So what New York has now done, New York City that is, in the effort to alleviate their strain that the migrants are putting on their city with the numbers increasing, and with the fact that counties around the state like ours and really I think there's 30 or more have put in orders prohibiting that and not willing because of our own capacity. Now they have shifted to, okay, well, this is not about migrants, but we're going to pay for homeless people to come up in other counties. We're going to pay their rental assistance for a 5-year period, 5 years.
Wow.
In which at market rate, which is a little different than, and everybody knows what market rate is because that's what you could get for your particular, if you own an apartment complex or a house or whatever, you could get for that, based on what the market is accepting, which is different than what is allowed under social services, under public assistance.
Right.
And where that causes two problems. That causes the main problem in terms of changing the market focus in terms of rental properties and having landlords displace other people to get more rent from homeless. But this
it's kind of what we saw in Syracuse. That happened in Syracuse.
Yeah, and this switch is really again, but then it comes with bigger problems because. So you're moving homeless people, which is, think about it, and giving them shelter, which is very confusing.
Well, is it even constitutional?
Well, we don't believe it is, especially the movement of that. Now, very rarely do people do move around, and whether they're on public assistance or not.
Right.
And certainly homeless move around too. However, homeless don't move around and get assistance; they're homeless. That's the other piece. And the other thing here is that, they're, plain and simple, New York's trying to alleviate their problem of accepting all these migrants by displacing all of their homeless that are residents of New York. The governor herself, in a most bizarre statement, said, well, if someone wants to come up, and she used the exact phrase, if someone has a job in Utica, then they can come up and we'll pay them the rent. Well, if they have a job, why do we need to pay?
Right.
Why do we need to pay their rent? I mean, and doesn't that fly in the face of everything else?
Yeah, because
if they have a job, fine. come to Oneida County.
There is no shortage of jobs here or in New York City right now.
And but this but again this is
the point is these people aren't going to work.
This is really smoke and mirrors, and this is really another way to subvert and avoid dealing with the problem that they have, which is the migrant problem, which is stopping the flow that's coming into New York, which neither the governor nor the mayor of New York want to do. And certainly the president and everybody else is not engaged in. So another order was put in place. I don't like to do those. Everybody thinks that's a because you're injecting certain things into the system that is unfortunate. But the fact remains that if they were to come here, it would cost. I mean, depending on how many, it's you're talking thousands of dollars, millions of dollars in long term, because all they're paying for is rent up to about 70%, and then that leaves us with medical, public assistance, food, and other services.
I am getting some breaking news that Dianne Feinstein, although maybe I'm not able to completely confirm it, that Dianne Feinstein has passed away. That would be obviously sad, but it's going to throw a bit of a monkey wrench in there for the Democrats.
They will. I mean, they will. And she has been failing for some time.
So on this issue, have you issued an order where you are not going to accept these people, can you? And how constitutional is any order to say we're not going to let somebody rent out property here?
Well, because the order here is it's not about someone coming here and someone renting property. It's another municipality paying for someone to come here and rent property, and pay the rent for that property. It's not about the property owner, remember. It's about the individual.
Yep.
But it's about another municipality literally handing a voucher over to someone saying, go where you want to go.
Yeah.
Go to Oneida, go to Onondaga, go to Madison, go to Herkimer, go wherever you want to go. And we'll, here's your rent for the next, the next 5 years that, we'll pay. And so, the point of, and the governor even said, well, and if they have family up there, they can go up there and do that. So you're where it's unconstitutional, you just, that is not done. That is not, the way the system works in this regard, because you're incentivizing, but you're also you're literally pushing them out the door. We'll pay part of this, but not the rest of it. And that's why we put the order in that's similar to the other order, in which barring shelters or hotels, a $2,000 fine per day, a misdemeanor, et cetera, and that only with our approval. Now, I mean, with the approval of my office, under that order and under social service law, to look at whether or not, our point is, are they coming up in the right way? If it's coming through the right way, but if they're, and again, what we don't want is person A gets displaced because I'm going to get more rent from person B, and that's not what the system is designed to do and should do.
Are you hearing any, or would your order prevent someone from, or New York or the state from putting people in at the former St. E's? That will be vacant soon. That is the rumor going around.
That's been a rumor, and first of all, St. Elizabeth would, the hospital still owns and will still own St. Elizabeth's.
Yeah,
I mean, MBHS will still own that, so that's not it's not a state facility in any way, shape, or form in which they could do that now. I can't speak for the hospital system. I don't think they have any intention of doing that, and I think that's a stretch of things.
Here's a question. And by the way, it is we're getting Fox is reporting that Dianne Feinstein has passed away. Okay. What if Kathy Hochul said, we have state facilities, we're putting people into state-owned properties?
We had talked about, like in the case of psych center, or even the colleges, or even the closed prisons. My order does not apply to that.
Doesn't apply.
We would challenge it. Based on the residency, or based on the the county issue itself. However, If a state-owned facility is it doesn't fall in line with the order that I've issued.
Psych center would be one that I would say.
They were. Remember early on in the spring when this was brewing in May and June, they were looking at several colleges. And looking at that period of time in the summer that students weren't there, and there was a lot of pushback.
Right.
They were looking down, I think in Cobleskill and other areas. They hadn't looked up here, but if it's a state facility, it's a state facility.
Yeah. And how difficult is it? You've been very careful because you did get some criticism that these are people, asylum seekers who are in need. They're escaping horrific conditions and traveling through horrific conditions, and however they're and actually being used as political pawns. Unfortunately, there was some criticism, but you have pushed back on that. Explain your reasoning.
Well, my reasoning is, first of all, we have had a system in place in the country and in Utica itself and Oneida County in terms of refugee population and true asylum seekers that have come from countries in which they've been persecuted or in other situations and have gone through the process.
Just look at the Bosnian contribution to the area.
So many of them.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go across from all so many different countries. But the point here isn't about it falls two ways, because especially when you're a Republican, it's thought that you don't care about people, which is the furthest thing from.
Well, even more so, you're bigoted. You don't like.
Well, we were called that. We were called that by actually another county executive who said that. Who we all rallied against in that regard. The issue was, and I said it again yesterday. Why is it that we can't? I mean, the city of New York has a capacity issue, and they keep accepting people. Why would we do the same thing here?
Right.
We have a capacity issue. I've talked about that over and over again. This is not about discriminating against migrants. This is about saying that I can accept a population that we cannot deal with, financially, that we cannot deal with, in terms of shelter and housing. So the pushback is, we have homeless issues. We have, again, I repeat ad nauseum the number of nights of hotel and shelter stays that we have in this county, which have increased 36% in this year from last year.
Right.
When we actually thought, due to the pandemic years of 20 and 21 and even into 22, that those numbers would go down, that they would diminish, that people would filter out and we would be able to handle. It hasn't. And I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I don't know what. I know there's mental health issues, there's addiction issues, there's others, but the fact is that we're still seeing increases, and our point is not about saying we're not accepting of people from other countries or asylum seekers. There's a way to do it, but there's also capacity, and we're all dealing with that, and that's what the other counties have said as well. And I keep saying, why is it that New York, I understand, is 8 million people and 9 million, whatever their population is up to now, and yet they keep accepting people, and the federal government keeps sending them, and the governor's not stepping in saying stop it until we get a handle on it.
Right.
But their answer is let's move it to other areas where then they'll have more of a capacity. They'll have the same issues.
I don't know how they're fitting all of those people inside the Roosevelt Hotel.
I know. I mean, and other
people
places.
are in the hallways, and it's just unbelievable.
And the Roosevelt. It was one of my favorite hotels to stay at.
It was a go-to.
We talked about it. It was a great location.
Yeah,
and a big hotel.
Yeah.
Big hotel.
It's a big hotel. And the other thing that we found is you see these scooters. Galimi was talking about this all around, and I saw it, and I didn't understand why all the scooters. Where did they get these scooters from? And apparently they have some of these people who've come in automatically began working and delivering food and all over the city.
You have been to New York City. I have not. I have literally not been to New York City in last couple of years.
The description has been that it is that it's horrific. It's New York is a big city. Keep in mind that when 9/11 happened, if you were uptown, you didn't really
really feel it.
Yeah.
I mean, in that regard.
So if you're near the Roosevelt, you're feeling it. There are some other key areas where you can see it, but otherwise, it just looks like New York.
But New York has always had the
very
issue
diverse
of homeless,
anyway,
and had the homeless issue
and the
as well.
homeless issue, yeah.
And until it was really Giuliani and Bloomberg that cleaned it up, and then it went downhill after that again.
It's interesting. Yep. Okay, it has definitely been confirmed that Dianne Feinstein, longest sitting U.S. Senator, Feinstein, we've heard it pronounced both ways, has died at the age of 90. She, of course, is a liberal Democrat and has been not well for quite some time. So
no, and that's sad, but very sad, and but it was evident. Again, there comes a time when
it's amazing how, and both parties do it.
Parties
it's like
do it. They do.
You cannot retire. I realize you can barely make it in, but we're going to have to keep you there.
Bill, I will not be on this show when I'm 90.
Okay, and there will not be a show, at least with my name on it, when you're 90. I promise you.
Okay.
All right, County Executive, thank you. We appreciate it. This weekend's weather looks
a nice weekend.
Oh, and then the
nice
next
week coming.
The whole week, it's going to be nicer than August. Good stuff. I want to give you the cash code. Your chance to win $100, and you look for Keeler's Cash on our website at WIBX950.com. You have to put these numbers in on the website. So here are the numbers for the 9 o'clock hour. 523. 523. It's worth $100 potentially, and a grand prize of $30,000. Pretty cool. Davey, I am going to take a break. Grand prize of $30,000. Again, that number is 523. Tell you about Brank Construction. If it's concrete, you need work done around your house, your sidewalks, driveways, maybe the chimney needs repair, stone walls, brick walls, if it's masonry and concrete, it is Brank Construction. Brank, B-R-A-N-C-K. Call 315-894-3481. 315-894-3481. Rocco and David Brank will get the job done right and right on time. If it's concrete and masonry work, Brank Construction, 315-894-3481.
Tomorrow, for one day only, at the Rome Capitol Theater.
From Walt Disney Pictures, he's back in theaters.
Pinocchio! Pinocchio! Pinocchio!
In the most fun-filled adventure of the year.
I can hardly wait.
Don't miss Walt Disney's classic, Pinocchio, rated G.
Pinocchio at the Rome Capitol Theater. Tomorrow at a 2:30 matinee and an evening screening at 7. For tickets and more information, visit RomeCapitol.com.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX 950 Utica Rome, W295DI Utica Rome, your news, talk, and sports leader, a Town Square media station.
This is a Fox News alert. Senator Dianne Feinstein has died. I'm Dave Anthony, a Democrat from California, first elected in 1992.
Yeah, we don't know exactly the circumstances here. She had been in ill health for quite some time, but we got some rumblings about this overnight. Senator Feinstein voted yesterday morning in the Senate, but did not attend a Democratic caucus meeting later in the day, and she also did not vote in an afternoon vote series. She was 90 years old.
Fox's Chad Pergram at the Capitol.
She had led the Judiciary Committee. There had been some calls for her to step down because of ill and infirm health. She missed several months earlier this year due to a bout with shingles, and she was hospitalized for quite some time. She came back. She was here and there over the past few months.
Senator Feinstein's death comes as Congress deals with funding drama.
Nobody wants a shutdown. Nobody wants a shutdown.
But that would happen Sunday if government money runs out. Republican Congressman Greg Murphy tells Fox Business they're trying to work out a budget plan.
This is hard business. It's hard to gather all the individuals and all the different personalities together to agree.
Some House Republicans are refusing to back a short-term funding plan, pushing for a full budget and 12 bills with spending cuts Senate Democrats do oppose. The Auto Workers Union may announce next hour it'll expand extend the 15-day-old strike to even more GM, Ford, or Stellantis facilities. A judge in Michigan is expected today to decide the fate of a school shooter who murdered 4 classmates.
Ethan Crumbley pleaded guilty to the murders at Oxford High School in 2021. Friday's decision will culminate a Miller hearing, which decides if a juvenile can be sentenced to life in prison. Should Judge Kwame Rowe rule against life with no parole, Michigan law requires a sentence of 25 years minimum to 60 years maximum.
That's Fox's Gernal Scott. America's listening to Fox News.
Attorney Joe Cordell. Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills. Online at CordellCordell.com, 518-554-0000, 100 Great Oaks Boulevard, Suite 110, Albany, New York, 12203.
Consumer Cellular's award-winning customer support is 100% based in the U.S., and you are 100% based in the U.S. That's something you have in common with Consumer Cellular's customer service. Consumer Cellular's customer service likes pizza, and you like pizza. You want a free month of service, and we want to give you one. We obviously can't wait to hear from you. Visit consumercellular.com/free month and enter code FREEMONTH to get your second month free. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Promotion is subject to terms and conditions.
If you're trading the stock market without the right tools and strategies, it's easy to stumble into costly pitfalls. However, the dual-patented artificial intelligence from Vantage Point has revolutionized the way investors approach their trading decisions for over 30 years. Text the word money to 813-813 to see Vantage Point for yourself before you make your next trade. Vantage Point's AI employs advanced deep learning to analyze billions of data points daily and identify hidden patterns that human traders might overlook. Text MONEY to 813-813 right now to attend a free class and find out why traders around the world choose Vantage Point. Text money to 813-813 now. Trading involves financial risk and is not suitable for all investors. Past results do not guarantee future performance. By texting, you agree to the terms available at VantagePointSoftware.com and consent to receive calls and texts using automated technology about offers or info by or on behalf of Vantage Point. Your consent is not a condition to purchase and can be revoked at any time. Message and data rates may apply. Text the word money to 813-813.
Hi, it's James.
And Megan.
From the all-new Destination Kia of Utica.
Come see why people drive hundreds of miles to buy vehicles from us.
Let's talk selection. We have over 220 new Kias here and coming.
Don't forget the more than 50 certified pre-owned Kias on our lot.
Chances are, we have the Kia for you.
We're a family-owned and operated business.
And that's the way we believe in treating our customers.
And Kia's warranty is second to none.
With a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty.
And 5 years, 60,000-mile basic warranty.
We are so excited to have our grand opening in Utica.
And we look forward to seeing you soon.
Now that's kooky.
So go kooky for Kia at the all-new Destination Kia of Utica. Puppies and babies not included.
Find us online at DestinationKiaOfUtica.com. That's DestinationKiaOfUtica.com. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details.
Join Hospice and Palliative Care for the Hospice Fall online auction, September 27th through October 1st. Bid on getaways, gift certificates, and themed packages. For every bid you place, you'll be entered to win 2 tickets to the Light Up a Life cocktail party. Your purchase will help ensure patients and families receive quality, compassionate care.